Here comes the motherfucking G, pimp type in your motherfucking hood. Like that should be understood. We ain't stopping, nigga, nah, we ain't falling, we ain't quit. When you see me wanna stop, nigga, we all bullshitting in this motherfucker. When a sucker rush and put the things on it, make him see some stars. Then rain on it, keep your aim on it. It ain't all about the hen and the hay. You see me in the streets, I bet you think I wanna play. Look here, I ain't got time. Look at me close, but through all the bullshit, seeing me blind. I got a purpose in this motherfucker, make it in this motherfucker. Ain't no other brother gonna do it for you. He might help, but when it all boils down, still in it for yourself. You got a family, I got a family, and goddamn it, me time to let that real ass man in me take a stand for me. I got plans to be set tight, and ain't shit finna fuck up my plans to get right. Shit might seem way out of reach, but fuck negative. Better get with better things to touch better shit. You, and all the sneaky shit that your ass trying to do. You been peeping on my pimpin', looking for a downfall. And I ain't gon' even hang around y'all. I found y'all niggas to be false and fake assholes for the fame. What they do? They gon' give it up. Put your hand in my shit, I breaks it off. A-ball, yeah. MJG, we gon' get straight out the mind of a nigga who done seen the light up all night, trying to figure out why shit ain't right. Uptight, ecstasy done got the best of me. Got me gritting my teeth and I can't go to sleep. Feel the beat, bump, bump. Beating up a nigga back, bout to bust out the trunk. We crunk, we dumb, if a nigga won't funk. But I don't really think the motherfuckers want none. Pimp nigga, South nigga, running his mouth nigga. Pull out a map and choose another route nigga. Prisoner of war and I can't get out nigga. Mask face, drop it off like it's a drought nigga. Swab house nigga, big ball and MJ. Space age pimpin', doing it the play away. Underground, independent, making more dough. Hustling cause no dough is a no-no. Fuck hoes, let me hold something I can fold. Thinking you fly when that shit you poppin' is old. Cold-blooded like Rick with this rap shit. And if a nigga wanna scrap shit, I don't give a fuck. You, and all the sneaky shit that your ass trying to do. You been peeping on my pimpin', looking for a downfall. And I ain't gon' even hang around y'all. I found y'all niggas to be false and fake assholes for the fame. What they do? They gon' give it up. Put your hand in my shit, I breaks it off. A-ball, yeah. MJG, we don't give a fuck. I got that pimp shit you wanna roll with. Stay in control, stay on your toes with. Never fold with a hoe with. Black on the hose with. Eat lunch, change clothes, been rolling on lean to the side, fold those with plenty of tint. I got my windows black in. Soon as you ride clean, you let them haters back in. Bitches be acting like soap opera. Fuck you hoes, go and see you a dope doctor. Shit that you tryin', baby, I'm already done with it. You be the filth, I be the motherfucking one with it. I got my nuts and my guts and my heart in it. Give me a crack and see if I don't put a part in it. From the start in it, we had hard in it to win it. 30 birdies, straight love like tennis. Rhyme minutes, finish all point shavers. Bump and grind until we make our shit major. Until then, you can hit me on the pager. 1-800 Big Ball Hip Hop Savior. Remember that, and we gon' keep it on the cool. Smoking act a fool and take rookies to school. Veteran MC, purple ribbon pedigree. Tennessee MC, Mr. B.I.G. and MJG. Hard from the fucking start, hard from the fucking start. Cause we don't give a fuck. You, and all the sneaky shit that your ass trying to do. You been peeping on my pimpin', looking for a downfall. And I ain't gon' even hang around y'all. I found y'all niggas to be false and fake assholes for the fame. What they do? They gon' give it up. Put your hand in my shit, I breaks it off. A-ball, yeah. MJG, we don't give a fuck. Crossing the sands of Babylon. Point shavers set traps and ambushes. Space age hoes use hypnotic touches and terrestrial bitches putting tricks in comas. As I hover above the slums, 220 miles per hour, smoking orange juice, sniffing information, loving life. Bitch, I don't give a fuck.
Salute, and welcome. Welcome back to the Black Ocean Announcement. We're getting the deep end with your host, the one and only Great Black Shark. Yeah, I told y'all, man. I told y'all to be looking out for pop-up broadcasts. I know you wasn't expecting me to give y'all one this late tonight, but for those of you that are up and joining us, yeah, we about to cook over here tonight because many of you have been asking me to speak on so many things. Okay, I can't get to everything. Some things I choose to let other content creators in the space speak about, you know, if I feel like they're covering all the bases on certain things. But then again, every now and again, there will come things where I'm like, oh, no, there are some things that need to be addressed as disrespectfully, okay, and as cold, hard truth as you can get. And I'm usually the guy that's going to do that. Again, no knock at other people. But there's a time and a place where you don't address things with any type of respect when it comes to foundational Black American freedom being disrespected. And we're going to cover several different subject matters here tonight. As you saw in the thumbnail, we're going to deal with Barack Hoebama. Okay. We're going to deal with the Latino Tetherwench, which I think is a Decepticon. Yeah, I'm saying it. I don't give a fuck who got a problem with me saying that thing looks like a damn Decepticon, because it does, okay? And we're going to get to proving that tonight. And we're going to deal with something else here, because a lot of you who are gamers, some of y'all ain't going to like this. I'm finna cook your boy, low tier guy, a.k.a. Slowtier Buck, as I'm calling him. I ran across something he had to say, so yeah, we finna get to cooking tonight. Salute to the good brother Black Truth United for the cash out. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you can hear me loud and clear before we get to cooking over here, because I have one more acknowledgement I want to make before we get underway. It's not going to be a long broadcast tonight, but we're going to get the message across. So give me a black fist and a thumbs up if you can hear me loud and clear, ladies and gentlemen. I can see all of you because I want to make sure that I am heard before we get underway. Sound off in the chat room. And for the new subscribers, welcome to you. I see there's a lot of you coming over here, much more than I would have expected. I've said over the years, I'm like, oh boy, if they ever find this channel and get us up to over 10K, I'm like, yeah, it's going to be the right people coming, and that's going to be putting some more eyes. It's like, what are the blacks doing? Well, hey, for those of you that are, what are the blacks doing? You landed in the wrong place over here. I can see some of them don't understand what they're dealing with over here, family, with the Black Ocean family, particularly myself. We gonna learn you, boy. Stick around, Giblet. We gonna learn you, okay? So all of you say that you can hear me loud and clear. Good deal, good deal, good deal. Let me know if there are any audio issues. We get that addressed quickly, okay? So before we get underway with tonight's main subject matter, we have to take a moment to give acknowledgement to our good brother, Malcolm Jamal Warner, okay? He has joined the Ancestors in Transition. From what I understand, the brother 54. And from what I'm understanding, he was on vacation in Costa Rica, and they're saying it was a drowning accident or something. And man, I'm going to be honest with you, boy, I hate to hear that, boy. You know, I mean, of all the people that we could do without, sometimes, man, you know, and I get it, you know, we don't know the day nor hour when our time is going to come, but as awful as it may sound, it just sometimes seems like the good ones get taken from us too early. I'm one of the people that I'll say it. I wish the coons would get taken from us. Get their ass up out of here. But hey, I'm not the Most High. I'm not in control of anything. We just down here living life, trying to get through it, all of us. Okay, but you know, I really hate this, man. So condolences to his family and his friends. And I want to say this, you know, the Cosby Show coming up, that was something that a lot of folks, you know, some people were critical of it. Oh, there's no black families like that. And I'm like, no, there actually were black families that fit that mold. Okay, was it the majority? No, but there were black people that had that experience. Even if the professions weren't the same, I grew up in a community where there were definitely black families like that. And the Cosby Show, for what it's worth, was a big, important part of many of our childhoods because it put a positive image on the screen and the spinoff A Different World. Because, see, you know, in a time period where you had black images on screen, well, only thing we could be is criminals, coons, or buffoons, or something that's counterproductive. That put our people in a positive light, and that inspired many of us. I'll be honest with you, that inspired me, especially a different world, to go to college. In addition to, a couple of uncles in my family, a couple of uncles in my family. One of them no longer with us. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to him. But, he was definitely a big part of the Albany State University college football program. Miss Aunt loving the life. But, we had positive influences on TV that inspired many of us to go on and do positive things. And at that, you don't see too much of that today, especially when it comes to black men being portrayed on screen. You either got to be in the Billy Porter party, okay? You know what I'm saying about that? Or you got to be a thug, or you got to be comedic relief. You know what I'm saying? It was just a different time. So for whatever critique somebody would have of the Cosby Show, there's the other half of it. And most of us feel the way that I just said. If you're a foundational Black American freeman, and some non-FBA brothers and sisters, but this brother will be deeply missed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is rare, Jim, very kind human being. If you ever met that brother, very, very down to earth brother. Okay. I can definitely say that. You know what I'm saying? And, I will close it with this as far as acknowledging this brother and his contributions to the film industry and to Black America. One of the things I hope that we learn from his transition and any of the people that we have lost that means something to us, you always have to think about how you're going to be remembered when your time comes and you're no longer here. Will what people have to say about you be something positive that uplifts and inspires people, or will it be the opposite, like the Sambozos and the coons and buffoons? And that's up to each one of us to make that choice while we're here amongst the living and decide what we will be remembered as with our legacy, okay? So rest in power, Malcolm Jamal Warner, job well done, my brother, and those of us that respect what you were trying to do will keep up the fight in your honor. So rest in power to this brother. I had to acknowledge that, man. Like I said, and I saw that, you see certain things and you be hoping like, nah, man, that's the internet playing games. They do that from time to time, which I find very distasteful, but unfortunately, that turned out to be the truth, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, with that said, let me acknowledge all of you. I hope all of you are doing well over here and taking care of yourselves and your family. So, my tradition for the new people that are over here, I actually do acknowledge my chat room, and I'm about to do that now as tradition over here. So, I see Sister Kenny T in the building. I see Priscilla Taylor, Yusuf Ali. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, good brother. 225 girl in the building, Tanisha Murdoch. Only Pamela's Way is in here. Joshua Norris. Okay, I see Michael Williams. My good brother Dad Miller TV in here. Derek Parker's in here. My good brother Diesel Mike. Let's see. Concerned Black Citizen. I see you, good brother. Hey, shout out to you and your daughter there, man. I hope she, is enjoying those martial arts classes, man. Hey, you gonna have a future champion on your hand, man. I see who else I see in here. My Lieutenant Town Chan is in the building. I see you, sister. Good sister, Mrs. L. Salute to you and the good brother, Mr. Sam, whether he's listening or not. Much respect, all of you that are joining us. So, family, we're going to go ahead and get started with our cook session over here because we got to get some things straightened out. And, again, I will say it. Those of you that don't know it, there's many voices in new Black media, okay? And I'm one of the most disrespectful ones when it comes to people coming after our lineage because that's been something that we tolerated for far too long, which is why people have gotten so comfortable doing that. And if you're a non-FBA brother or sister over here, you're new to the channel, let me make my stance clear. When we say tether, we mean tether class. We're not talking about all non-FBA people, melanated immigrants. We don't do that on this platform. But we are going to use that term to describe the disrespectful ones that are non-FBA that come over here off the sacrifices of my lineage's people. Because white folks didn't want you here. Our ancestors and elders paid the price in blood, okay, for you to have the right to come over here and have a quote unquote better life, okay? So over here, we check the disrespectful ones and we do it disrespectfully, okay? We have many non-FBA brothers and sisters over here. Some of them are moderators in the chat. longtime subscribers. So just letting you newcomers over here know how we get down. If you have a problem with that, hey, you can hit unsubscribe the same way you came over here. Okay, this is not a channel that panders to anybody for clicks and views. We don't do the gender warring over here. We call things down the middle, and it is what it is. So we're gonna get started, family, addressing the Decepticon looking transformer, and I could be wrong, but it damn sure will do until one gets here. Y'all probably saw this heifer right here making these comments. So we're gonna go through what she had to say, and I'm gonna be stopping it. I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all my thoughts on this, just like y'all asked me to. Let's get into it.
Who started this whole big trend of foundational Black America and American descendants of slavery?
Okay, let's go ahead and get started on this strong face bitch. Yes, I said it, because we use the term bitch equally over here to describe both genders. Male bitchcraft and female bitchcraft is an unholy thing over here. So if you have another problem with that, you can leave too. See, I told you I'm a bit different. I don't do things the way other people do, mincing words and all of that. We finna get real disrespectful over here tonight. This strong face bitch already came out the gate hostile and disrespectful towards our people. Let's get some things straight, especially for newcomers over here, okay? The term foundational Black American was popularized and coined by our good brother Tariq Nasheed. A lot of people got a bug in their ass about that and about that brother for a range of different reasons. It's one thing to critique somebody in good faith. Everybody is due to be criticized. Nobody's above it. But when you're criticizing somebody in bad faith, nobody takes you seriously, okay? Nor do we really care what your opinion is on what we decide to do with our lineage, okay? Furthermore, I'm calling something else out here before I lay into this bag of dog shit right here, okay? I've noticed a lot of clout chasing people that when they speak about the term FBA or they want to say or address anything about it, they always putting our brother Tariq's face on their thumbnail or mentioning his name in their streams. I'm like, listen, your lineage is your lineage. You can have a conversation about foundational Black Americans without even mentioning brother Tariq. Your lineage is going to be your lineage, okay? So to answer the first question, that's who came up with the term. And as the brother said, he adopted that from Dr. Claude Anderson. And you know the term that Dr. Claude Anderson, the Honorable Elder, used was Native Black Americans. But I've always said this. He is a highly respected elder in our community. They've been trying for over 40 plus years to get our people to pay attention to the condition that we're in. And finally, we're starting to listen to that elder's work, okay? But one of the things that is our responsibility to do for those that are younger, if we see where, especially for the men, women have this responsibility as well, but especially for the men, if we see a opportunity to improve upon something that our elders laid the groundwork for or to advance it forward, it's our responsibility to do that if it's for the overall empowerment and protection of the collective of our people, okay? So Brother Tariq took it upon himself to do that, all right, around 2015 or so. He put it out there, laid out the case for why he coined that term. And as you can see, for all the people, those of you that are critiquing Brother Tariq and many others because you want to be where they're at, because you are jealous of that, their popularity and their notoriety, and you're ignoring the fact that brothers and sisters like him don't do this for popularity or notoriety, especially him. That brother has a range of talents. He could be doing anything other than this. The brother took it upon himself to try to put this out here and explain why. And as you see, it was the right move because so many people have an issue with the term foundational Black American. You know me, I and others attach Freedmen to it, because that is what we are recognized as in court documents, okay, as far as legal status. Everybody always talking about status. And when you put that together, that is a solid, airtight term. You can't weasel your way in there like African American and Black American alone. Y'all remember, I'm not the only one, but I'm one of the first people that critique just using Black American alone because that allows the tether class to wiggle in there. Not saying all melanated immigrants, again, for clarity's sake, are tethers. The tethers would be you trying to fake the funk to weasel your way into our reparations claim, knowing that you don't have any blood lineage to it. And we telling you right now, many of us are going to make sure that you don't have an easy time doing that at all. Because I'm going to tell you something else that I'm discussing with other brothers and sisters, like Brother Marcel, Greg Marcel Dixon. And I'm going to bring this up to other people probably in the X Space coming up on the 25th here. We need to make sure that along with trying to make progress to get reparations, we need to also, before we even get there, start talking about what the penalty should be for people trying to fake their lineage, okay? Oh, yeah. See, you look, one thing that history should teach us all is to be forward thinking, okay? And learn from the mistakes of the past. That's what an intelligent and wise people do. So we're in the information age now. We have technology that many of our ancestors and elders did not have. And one of the things that motivates me is to always think about how would they have used that technology for the advancement and empowerment of our people. So just know that we got you. You ain't going to be able to fake the funk and finesse your way into this. We going to see to it. Those of us who are foundational Black American freedmen, men and women, they care about our lineage, okay? Now let's deal with the second thing. Go ahead and get this out of the way. ADOS, American Descendants of Slaves, is not the same thing as foundational Black American, okay? I understand that it does refer to the same lineage, but when you start classifying yourself as an organization per Tone Talks and Yvette Carnell, when you start referring to yourself as an organization, when you start having memberships and talking about you the leader, and then you got little strange white guys showing up that have more than one name, oh, we remember all of that. No, that's something else at that point. So for the people that try to use that interchangeably, after we've explained that, you being passive-aggressively disrespectful, okay, just like I checked earlier when I was reviewing content on here about people talking about the hashtag FBA. We don't run around saying, hey, we're the hashtag FBA. So for any jackass doing that, I don't give a fuck how you feel. You sound like a damn idiot, okay? And that's passive-aggressively disrespectful as well, all right? But we just getting that clear. The ADOS thing, that's not something we use. Anybody that rock with that, that's not what we go by or refer to ourselves as. Because for those that are wondering, well, what's the difference? Why not? We've explained this many times, and I will take the time to do it yet again. When you start referring to yourself as an organization or a group, I already mentioned earlier in this broadcast here about what intelligent people do when you study history. And you don't seek to make the same mistakes as the prior generations did. This is not to critique or disrespect the elders and ancestors before us, because they did the best they could with what they had, and they left their bodies of work and what they did with their ideology behind for us to study. So when you start framing yourself as a group or organization or whatever, those can be infiltrated. When you start talking about this or that person is the leader, what have we learned through our history when we have people that are referred to as leaders? We've seen it time and time with our brother Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. I mean, whoever you want to name. We've seen what happened with the Black Panther organization. So the definition of insanity, as I said many times, this saying has been around longer than most of us were born, is doing the same thing and expecting different results. We're not doing that over and over again. And the tether class is furious. Oh, yes, tethers, we are finally doing what we should have done all along. And for delineation, those of you that have a problem with it, this is your fault. For the longest, you told us that you wasn't Black. You said that you didn't want nothing to do with us. If we tried to call you that, oh, you were behemoth about that for years. Now, ironically, family, notice that all of a sudden they act like they have amnesia. Oh, you tethers. What is this, tethernesia? Shall we call it that, family? Shall we call it tethernesia? Okay, because they act like they don't remember none of that. They're acting like they've always referred to themselves as Black. Oh, no, not over here you hadn't. You damn sure don't do that in your homeland. And let me take the chance to correct something here while we dealing with this little Latino, whatever it is, Decepticon. She'll do till one gets here, okay? Damn it. A lot of people don't understand this. They probably make this misnomer out of good faith because they haven't been down to Latin America. I got news for you. Most people in Latin America don't refer to themselves as Black either. They really don't. Oh, they really don't. That is a small percentage of them people. The greater majority of them that are lighter skinned, they think they're white, okay? Some think they're Spanish because they speak Spanish and they don't have a drop of Spanish blood in them. They're not Spaniards, okay? They was to go to the country of Spain over there, they would clown them. They called them La Negro, Okay, they let you know quick. You are not one of us. But see, until they take that trip over there to where they think they got camaraderie, they'll learn. All right. Those of us that are well traveled, we know these things. And see, those that are dark skinned that you would think in Latin America that will refer to themselves as black, I got news for you. You better understand that foundational Black American freedmen are the only people on the planet that will say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. You understand me? Most of them people down there that are dark, triple jet, blue, black like that, they find it a shameful thing to be considered black. See, a lot of people, when we talk about bleaching, you think the Caribbean and the continent of Africa, it's a lot of bleaching going on in Latin America too, because a lot of them, they don't have the pride in blackness that we do, and they want to fit into that lighter skin class. But see, you got some people, they're going to have to learn in good faith. They're going to have to travel down there, you know what I'm saying, and spend some time longer than a week or two and see that. Because what I'm saying, anybody that's been down there, you know I'm telling the truth about that. Anybody from there that will talk in good faith know that that's the truth. They don't celebrate blackness like that down there. Yes, we know how many people are down there. Yes, we know our history about the most black people are down there in Brazil due to the transatlantic slave trade. But I'm telling you what I know, not what I think. Don't believe me. Go down there and see for yourself. So we're going to let this heifer continue here, and we're going to continue to be disrespectful and get this corrected.
Why is this a thing? Why are we at war with this thing? If nothing else, I guess I would be an American descendant of slavery.
Okay, little old masculine chest, strong jawline, Tetherwench, okay? You would not be an American descendant of slavery because your people were not on American plantations. Let me get this straight, and this is one of the distinctions that we make between our own code and FBA brothers and sisters and the tether class. You're not going to keep pulling that finesse talking about, well, I'm a descendant of slavery. Yeah, you are, but not here. See, you got to understand something. You may not know who you are, especially those of you in Latin America that play that little 3-card Monte game with 1 minute you think you Spanish because you speak it. The next minute, okay, you think you're white Hispanic. Then the next minute, you want to be a brown person. Then the next minute, you Italian or any, just all over the fucking place. We don't have that problem. We can trace our lineage back, well documented through paperwork, records, our own personal family history from those of our elders and loved ones in our family. We know exactly who we are and where we're from, okay? We don't have that identity crisis that you all have, okay? We don't. So let's get that straight. You were a descendant of slaves in your country, where your people come from, that you are, but not here. You will not do reparations here from the American government. And see, you notice something, family? You notice how many of them that keep trying to do that? They keep trying to latch on to us, and I'm going to tell you why that is. These, and y'all know me, I've said it for years, I hold the women of any group, ethnic group, to a different standard than the men. They keep doing it because they're too cowardly to put in the work that we have to get their reparations from their colonizers. This reparations movement has taken a long time to get to this point. A long time. We are more on code as a lineage than we've ever been, because whether you like Brother Tariq or not, damn it, one thing you got to give that brother credit for, he was one of the main people over here in these spaces. Not the only one, but one of the main that had the size platform he had that says, hey, look, we got to get our culture together first. We got to start figuring out why when we try to make progress, you got Negroes that look like us, which is, again, the problem. You can be dark-skinned like us and not be on code with us because you think white supremacy is something to submit to. That brother said, hey, man, we got to start figuring out what's going on. Where are these people's families from? And you notice that one question is something they are terrified of, downright offended. Simply asking where you from. You ask any foundational Black American freedom where we're from, we tell you, we ain't got no problem. We can tell you where our families are from, whether we got family in one state or multiple states, okay? No problem. Ask these tethers where they're from, they start twitching, and boy, you would think they got a case of tether Tourette syndrome, huh? That's what they got going on. And see these people get in these power positions and start representing us, and then all of a sudden when it's time to talk about something for our people, anti-Black hate crime bill, reparations, well, we don't need no reparations. You ain't even from my bloodline or lineage. You don't need an anti-black hate crime bill. Who the fuck is we? All this French. Huh? So no, ma'am. No, you are not a descendant of American slaves. And see, let me thread a needle with this. Bring it back to the term Black American being used alone. You have these identity crisis confused people that will come over here and pull, hey, I'm a Black American because you're a naturalized citizen, but you're not a foundational Black American. Oh, we're going to get it all straight over here. Let's let it continue.
Did y'all know that slavery started in the Caribbean before it came to America?
Yes, we know. And one of the things we're tired of y'all doing is talking to us like we don't know our history. Some of you don't know it. And I'll tell you what I find hilarious and ironic at the same time. This strong jawline Decepticon looking bitch right here, her and most of the people that's talking this bullshit, they've never been this interested in their history. Have y'all noticed that? See, they don't like my channel for a reason. They don't like talking to me for a reason. Because, see, I put things in the context that most people are afraid to bring up. I'm not. We gonna get this all straight over here tonight. You ain't never seen these tethers worried this much about who their people are. They evoking all the riders of the past that were non-FBA, because we acknowledge those and respect those, like the Minister Louis Farrakhan, Dr. Joseph Ben Yakinen, okay, even Stokely Carmichael to a degree. We acknowledge the ones that were really riders. These people don't even talk about them nor revere them or celebrate them at all. But now that you're in a desperate situation and white supremacy is trying to get your asses up out of here if you're here illegally, or now everybody want to start digging up history and trying to act like we're the only ones that, that they're the only ones that know history and we don't. Listen, little Decepticon strong jawline heifer, because that heifer got a jawline like a goddamn cinder block. I am not going to mince words. I'm telling y'all, we going to be disrespectful. It's time, because I'm tired of this bullshit. You just now finding this shit out. We know where slavery occurred and all of that, but see, what you're talking about still does not make you one of us. You are not a part of our lineage. Be proud to be your own people. See, if this is really a woman, you would be better served taking this speech to your group of men and saying, hey, you see what these foundational Black American freedmen, men and women are doing? Hey, we need our men on the same type of energy. Stop being a goddamn parasite and put in your own fucking work. It's more than past time for you to do that. We're not playing these games anymore. You say you work so much harder. You say you smarter. You say you got all this intact culture, yet you over here eating off our plate like parasites. This reparations movement, it took a lot of blood, sweat, sacrifice, tears. Some people are in prison. Some people are dead. All of that we respect, and you're not going to latch on to this. It's time for you to go and do the same thing that we did to get it to this point. And see, this is what they want. They want us to put in all the work. They sit back on the bench like Tower Boys and shit. And then when we win the championship, hey, we did it, guys. Yeah. Them days are over. We should have never started that bullshit. Let me go ahead and say it now, because I'm going to make some of the bedbucks and motherfuckers mad that love this. We are not using that term black and brown. That black and brown is retired, okay? It should have never been used to start with. Because, see, one of the things that we're doing with this movement is making sure that young foundational Black American freedmen, men and women, and I'll even say non-FBA brothers and sisters that are younger, definitely for our lineage, but I said this should apply to them too and their lineage. Reciprocation, okay? When you do something for somebody, they need to have equivalent exchange with you to the greater extent of what you've done. It needs to be blood in, blood out. No more of this, everybody make us the pack mule and then you ride on our backs and you don't put in no work. No. That's over with. So we just letting y'all know, man, this is where it's at. And it ain't going to end. This is the tradition that is going to be passed down long after people like myself are gone from speaking on these microphones. This is what it's going to be. You don't like it, you can go back to your homeland and do things your way. So let it continue.
Those slave ships used to stop on what's now considered the island of St. Vincent. Did you guys not know that there was slavery also in Jamaica, Panama, Cuba, Venezuela, Haiti, Nicaragua, Belize?
While she's rattling off all these countries, and I guarantee you she just now started looking this up because they are desperate to try to cling to our lineage like parasites. Let me just make this clear for the people that don't understand, that might be new here. You can't join Foundational Black Americans. It's not a club. You can't fill out no paperwork. It doesn't have anything to do with what church you went to. It doesn't matter what music you listen to. It doesn't matter what dances you learn. It doesn't matter how many times you watch Friday and practice all the lines in the mirror. You have to be born into our lineage. If one of your biological parents is not a Foundational Black American freedman, and you were not born on American soil or a military base, which is still extended American soil, you are not a Foundational Black American freedman. If at least one of your biological parents can't trace their bloodline back to the killing fields of the American South and these plantations, you're not one of us. And see, I'm going to tell all of you something else to look out for, because I see it, and a lot of our people are on their necks. But see, I'm about precision over here. All of you know what my background is, and this is why I am the way I am, okay? Let me tell you something. When you ask that question about where they're from, and they don't start out telling you what their biological parents are, well, my grandma on this, ain't nobody talking about your grandparents. What are your biological parents? Now, listen, and they all try to use this excuse. Well, I don't know nothing about my family. Well, we definitely know. You already told you yourself. You're not one of us, because unless it's an extenuating circumstance where you grew up in as a ward of the state and you never met your biological parents, even the family members that we can't stand, we know who our family members are and where they come from. And the other thing, this whole thing they're pulling out the ass, see, it's funny to me. They're telling on themselves and they're too stupid to realize that they're doing it. The term first generation. Hey, Foundational Black American freedmen don't have to run around talking about we're the first generation people. That's immigrant talk. We don't say that. Hey, I'm a first generation. Hey, man. Hey, you're not from our lineage. You're not, okay? See, the funny thing about these tethers, they think because they've been over here so long, and by the way, the hilarious thing about their dumbasses, they thought we were immigrants just like them. Oh, I find that hilarious. A lot of them are really just not finding out, no, baby, we're not immigrants. Okay, we're foundational to the country. But one of the things I find hilarious about what they got going on, that first generation term, they keep using that and throwing it around, and then when you inform them that, hey, you know, that's something that immigrants do, they look like a deer in headlights. Oh, boy, they don't, boy. They hate when you call them on their bullshit and then you explain to them how what you're saying doesn't make any sense. See, they spent so long cosplaying as us that they think that they are identical to us. Hence the term tether. And I'm going to say it again for anybody. I don't care whether you of my lineage or you non-FBA. I don't give a fuck that you don't like that we use the term tether to make distinction between the cool brothers that are non-FBA and the sisters that are non-FBA versus the ones of them that are like a Myron Gaines or Candace Owens. You can go fuck yourself on that. You can have a problem with the term all you want. And see, I'm telling everybody under the sound of my voice, especially my lineage that's in this chat room tonight, stop giving a fuck about what people like and don't like. Hence me opening this broadcast with the classic shout out to the brothers from Memphis, Tennessee, 8 Ball and MJG. If you don't know nothing about that, your ears might be too wet to be over here. You're up past your bedtime without your parents' permission, or you definitely might not be FBA at all. Because if you from the South, you know exactly who 8 Ball and MJG are. Let me tell you something, man. That's survival music right there. And during my time in the military, man, look, see, let me talk about that for a minute. Y'all know my stance on that. I don't encourage brothers and sisters of our lineage to join till we get our reparations or anti-black hate crime bill. But let me tell you something, as a retired combat veteran, one of the things that's important about our culture, we take it with us wherever we go. It gets us through a great deal. And I'm going to tell you something. One of the things that all the brothers would do, and I'm pretty sure any of you that served in here as well can attest to this, our music got us through a lot, man. On long deployments, man, we far away from home dealing with all kind of shit, man. Our music got us through a great deal. I know it did me and the other brothers that, you know, I served with, huh? Especially those of us that were special warfare operators, man. So our culture is a lot more than just entertainment, okay? Our culture is a part of who we are spiritually as a people, okay? But see, if you're not of our lineage, you wouldn't know nothing about that, all right? But anyway, we're going to let her continue because I'm going to slow roll this up for here. We going to cook all of this with nothing but the truth. Let's get back to it.
Peace. Guatemala. And that we were all on the same fucking slave ship, but some of us got dropped off at different ports. But as I stated before,
they keep using that all on the same slave ship. We was all on the same boat. Okay. See, you know me, when I address something over here, I do it from a perspective, whether you like how I said it or not, I'm going to force you to think. Don't give two shits whether you like me or not for anybody that has that issue. But let me give you something about that we was all on the same boat thing. Let's just say you were absolutely correct. The problem with being all on the same boat, there's a clear distinction today between foundational Black American freedmen and the way we deal with white supremacy versus the rest of you in the tether class. We just got to call it what it is. Most of you, when you immigrate over here, not all, but too damn many, enough for it to be a noticeable problem, you can't wait to become a Myron Gaines or a Candace Owens and find the first white ass to attach your tetherized lips to. We got to keep it honest, man. Most of you motherfuckers come over here, and I can understand if you did come over here to get a better life and you did it the right way. Because if you're here illegally, I want you all gone. I don't give a fuck what color your skin is, okay? Every country has laws. Ours are going to be respected. But if you came here legally and you said, hey, look, I'm just over here, man, to get a better economic situation for myself, good for me and my family, we don't have a problem with that. Just don't disrespect us. And then when it comes time as far as our political business or anything we handle in our community, don't try to undermine us. I can understand if you say, hey, brother, look, I ain't trying to lose my naturalized citizenship, but whatever y'all want, man, I hope y'all get it. Cool, that's good enough for us. That's all we ask. If you're not going to help, don't hinder. Because we don't go to your nations trying to hinder nothing you're doing. You can't show me any instance of foundational Black American freedmen as a collective going to somebody else's nation and trying to undermine their political affairs, their social affairs, or anything of the sort. You understand? So I'm just letting y'all know that when we check you, this is long overdue. And see, for those that have a problem, I don't like that you call people tethers. Well, you better get your people before we do, because we telling y'all we not bullshitting about that. You gonna be checked. And we're going to make sure we stop you from undermining us. Because y'all remember a few years ago before the orange man got in there? Oh, what you gonna do, nigga? We already over here now. Well, let me talk to you. See, for those of you that had your chest puffed out, okay, like this Decepticon on the screen here, you don't really know what you're dealing with as far as our lineage. You see, you better pick up some history and study, not what the white folks told you, but you better study what our lineage actually is. We are the minority over here. We stand 10 toes down, even if it costs us our life. And these people haven't been able to do a goddamn thing with our people because we're God's children, whether you like it or not. When you bet against those of our lineage that have survived so many odds against all odds, out of spite of what all this evil these people have done to us, do you really think you're going to win that fight? And this is going to be the killing part for you because I'm finna make it hurt. Do you really think you're going to survive a people that did that without running? And I'm not talking about the few that went to Canada, some went to Mexico. We know about that. But the greater majority of us stayed here. Do you really think you're going to win or any type of opposition against us when the first thing you do in your homelands where you're the majority is get up and skedaddle like a damn cartoon character? Y'all remember the Flintstones? They jump up and start running in the air and then they tall ass? What chance do you have to be the people that has resistance in our bloodline? That rebellious spirit that you see that's emulated the world over, mainly it's been exported through hip hop over the years and just the way we interact with each other. Where you think that come from? That's not something we practice on a damn script. It's in us. And I've said this many times, and I'm going to admonish all of you here tonight. I don't say that lightly because I've said this before and it's been a while, but let me make sure I reiterate this. For all of you who are foundational Black American freedmen, okay, no matter what you come from, let me tell you something. Be very careful. Be very careful with your spirit. And I want you to bear with me on what I'm about to say. Be careful with your spirit because when you're angry, and many of you in my bloodline probably understand what I'm talking about. When you're angry sometimes, it's not just your anger that you're feeling. Don't you understand that within our blood, all of what our ancestors went through in each of our families, that's in your blood. And there are certain things that you can experience that will wake things up. And for those that are like, oh, man, that's funny. He don't know what he's talking about. Oh, really? Let me talk to you, Giblet, for those of you. And for the, let's see what the blacks are talking about. Let me talk to you, too, because I know you're watching, okay? I know you're watching. If you laughing at what I'm saying, then you better go back and look at what happened when you killed Dr. Martin Luther King and there was Hell Week in this country, huh? Oh, it ain't so funny now. Oh, let's fast forward. When you murdered our brother George Floyd, what happened? Huh? August 5th, Alabama River Brawl, okay? When you push our people, you wake up exactly what I'm talking about that's in our blood. And I'm going to tell you, that go from 0 to 60, all gas, no brakes, all alabaster ass or whatever ass will be whooped when it comes to pushing our people to that extent. So that is something very powerful. This is why it's good to try to exercise restraint, because when our people go there as a collective, it's up. And these people know that. See, let me tell you something else before I let this heifer continue. For all of you in the tether class, when you believe all that smoke online, because a lot of tethers, you see them, they join right in with the white supremacists. I proved that on this channel throughout the years in a number of different instances. When you join with the white supremacists because you believe they're the majority and they get to talking about, blacks don't really want a race war. You ain't ready for that. We gonna do this, we gonna do that. Okay, I hear you. When you get to talking like that, you notice that when they have the opportunity to put all this badassery, this alabaster badassery to the test, you notice they all talk and no action? Huh? What that tell you to the class? They know who they fucking with. You don't. You look, see the problem about you tellers, like this strong-faced Decepticon, you look at white people as infallible, almighty Aryan gods, dude. You buy the bullshit that they say. Those of us that are here in the belly of the beast, we know they don't want that smoke. They have to ambush us or sneak up on people or attack children and the elderly to get their wins. Straight up, they ain't trying to fuck with none of us at all, and they know that. They know that, but you don't. See, the white supremacists, they don't even believe their own bullshit, because if they did, why you think they ain't still doing what they was doing to our people during Jim Crow? And they got their asses handed to them then in certain instances. There are many of us with family members. Watch this. For the brothers and sisters of my lineage in my chat room, how many of y'all got a family member that, hey, he was down south, he or she in some cases, and they had to handle their business against a white supremacist, and they had to move up north or to Chicago or someplace? So you better understand that a lot of our family members that moved up to north from the south, they didn't just do it chasing jobs. Some of them had to drop some lead in these motherfucking alabasters here for trying to harm them or their family. You understand? Because I know I got several people in my family that had to do that. You understand me? We know who we are and what's in our bloodline. You don't. We definitely know many of you don't have people like that. You know how I know? Because if you did, you wouldn't be running from your damn country where you the majority. Don't you ever tell my people about doing a damn thing when you're a collective fucking failure. I'm going there tonight. Let's let it continue.
The slavery prototype was from the island of Barbados. It started there first before it even came to America. And now I have people in my comments telling me that, oh, I'm not black, and that all of my I can't talk on black men. I can talk on y'all motherfuckers because I date y'all.
Ooh, that little Decepticon go there. Oh, Decepticon. Oh, no. First of all, we're going to have to deal with two things. And I see you, DJ Scrap Dirty in there. What's going on? That's my brother from the SIP in there, man. What's going on? I see you. Hey, let me go ahead and get on her. Listen, Decepticon. First thing you just said here. You just said, I'm trying to compose myself because, see, boy, this shit pisses me off so bad. You gonna sit here and tell me, you know what? Fact of business, hold on. I want to do this real quick. Hold on. We're gonna take it back. I'm gonna let her say it again here before I lay into her ass. Hold on.
Slavery prototype was from the island of Barbados. It started there first before it even came to America. And now I have people in my comments telling me that, oh, I'm not black. And that all of my I can't talk on black men. I can talk on y'all motherfuckers because I date y'all.
Okay, so I let it play twice. Now, the disingenuous gaslighting about people telling you that you're not black. First of all, you're really not. You're really not. I don't know what your other parent is, but we can clearly look at you. And that heavy ass accent, you're not a foundational black American freedman. That's what most of our people are telling your asses. And they know that. They know that. My lieutenant in the chat said black codes and Noah was friend. Exactly. Hey, see, this is a well-informed chat over here. For those that are new over here, hey, we all up to date on our scholarship. All right? We all up to date on our scholarship. Most of the brothers and sisters over here, whether they're LBA or non-LBA, they know actual history and they tell the truth. This is why the non-LBA brothers and sisters rock with me over here, because they know they're welcome if they on code. All of them. And it doesn't matter whether they're dark skin, light skin, whatever. You on code against white supremacy with us, we welcome you. And that's most people I'm speaking for that are foundational black Americans, okay? But see, I'm tired of the gaslighting from this Decepticon here on the screen talking about people telling you not black. No, they're saying you're not foundational black American. She know that. See, that's the other thing you tell us going to have to stop doing. You're going to have to stop that line where people are addressing you. You're going to have to stop it, okay? Or you can continue and you're going to continue to expose yourself for the tether that you are. Because people at this point, when you come over here and interject yourselves in our space, and by the way, if you even apply a tenth of that energy into getting together in your own ethnic group and fixing your problems, maybe you can make some progress. Stop going over into our business and worrying about what we're doing. Because whatever we decide to do, it don't have a damn thing to do with you. And ain't a damn thing you can do to stop what we decide to do. I teach my people over here that when you speak, don't speak from a place of questioning or it's up for debate. No, you speak with declaration. What we decide to do is what we decide to do, regardless of anybody's feelings, like, don't like, agree, disagree. This whole paternal instinct, well, I don't agree with. Who gives a fuck what you agree with? You need to agree with fixing your homeland. So she's disingenuous that people talking about, oh, you're not black enough. That's not what we're talking about. The second thing that I really take issue with, oh, yeah, this is where I'm about to get on you bedbucks, man. Salute to the good brother Latravia Lawson for the cash out. Let me get on you bedbucks. You Negroes here that don't have no type of self-control when it comes to who you picking, let me tell you, let me start with myself first of all. There's no way that I would date a woman outside of my race or interculturally, notice I say interculturally, outside of foundational black American culture, even if they're melanated, and they disrespect me or my people, okay? The reason why she's saying that, I can speak on you motherfuckers because I date y'all. First of all, you strong-faced bitch, you probably a man yourself, okay? And just because you got some low self-esteem, goofball ass simp from my lineage because you open your raggedy ass legs up for them or whatever you got going on down there, and they let you slide with being disrespectful, you better believe that they are the extreme minority. There are still black men out here that don't give a fuck what you look like, what you working with at all. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm damn sure one of them. It ain't a bitch on this planet, man. I don't care how fine you are. If you disrespect my people and my lineage, you can go straight to hell. My attraction to you is instantly nullified. I will cut that shit off so quick. And look, let me explain something to you so you understand why I'm saying this. My allegiance and my loyalty, it won't allow me to betray my personal family history, nor the ancestors that I never met that sacrificed for me to be here and be alive today. So you better understand something, man. Let me get deep with y'all for a second. You better understand that for all of us to be where we are, even if you don't know the specifics, do you understand how hard it was for your family members to get the property that they own, to build homes, to stay here in places where there was extreme racism, where they were trying to run them out to protect their families? I don't have it in me to betray that. Not for no rotten Christ bitch outside of my lineage. Hell no. I don't even tolerate it from those that are my lineage. That's how serious I take it. Nah, you're not gonna disrespect our people. If you of my lineage, you do that, hey, you still in the lineage, but I ain't gonna fuck with you. And let me tell you why I take that so serious. See, a low self-esteem bedbug, and I get it, we got our issues and problems in the community with our women, and the women have issues and problems with us as men. Neither side is perfect. But those of us with sense know that we have to stick together if we're gonna get anywhere. That's how we survive, because I've said this many times. I'm not the only one to say it. White supremacy and white supremacy adjacent, classified as white, which is Decepticon is probably identified as white on her paperwork. Don't let her fool you, okay? They're united, men and women alike, against our black asses. So those of us with sense, we ain't got time for that gender war bullshit. But see, you got to understand something. To you low self-esteem bedbugs, hopefully if you over here, let me talk to you for a minute. Let Uncle Short talk to you for a minute. You see, I come from a family where my family name means something. That's why I sound the way I sound. And those of you that met me in person, that's why I act the way I act. I don't, when you see me, I'm not raggedy or shabby. I care about my appearance, okay? I conduct myself like I got some sense. You ain't gonna never see me drunk or none of that bullshit in public, because I represent my family name, which has pride, and I respect it, okay? I said that to say this. Some of you low self-esteem bucks that will lay up with this, whatever it is up here on the screen, because I'm not convinced it's a woman, the chest, the jawline, all of that, hey man, you look like a transformer. You don't lay up with nothing like this and procreate with it, because, hey, man, how you going to procreate with something that hates your people? And especially in this country where the majority of the time the women get the children, just think about what your seed is going to become if you don't have custody of your child. Huh? So, see, you got to think beyond the present and just what you would lay up with. And I say that to the women as well. I get it, sisters. I get it. I get it. I get it. Neither of our sides is perfect over here in foundational Black America. We not. But baby girl, if you're going to go outside the lineage or outside the race, you better make sure that that person that you're dealing with, even though I don't advocate for it on either side, but if you do it, you better make sure that you're dealing with somebody that doesn't have a hatred for you and your people. Okay? I can't tell nobody what to do. Grown folks going to be grown and do what you want to. But you better consider those words that I said to you, and I'm talking to brothers and sisters alike, okay? But definitely for you men, man, get your damn self-esteem up. See, for me, I wish I could give this to brothers, okay? But you can't do it. In a perfect world, I would be able to do this. But if any woman get to disrespect me and my lineage, man, I have extreme vitriolic disgust for you. And there's no way I could ever view you as attractive again. You understand? So that's just where I want to go. I can speak on you motherfuckers because I date y'all. What the fuck that's supposed to mean? And listen how she referring to us. Motherfuckers? Yeah, I use plenty of motherfuckers over here, but I don't think I don't know what that word means. Let me, for the edification of any younger person or any non-LBA person that wants to learn, I will go into the definition, because believe it or not, as many expletives as I use over here, I can give you the textbook definition of what each one of them mean and where the etymology comes from, okay? The reason why, if you using the term motherfucker disrespectfully to black folks, okay, I can't speak for other races because they didn't have to go through this. That term actually is what it sounds like. The slave masters, the plantation masters, would make foundational Black Americans that were slaves on those plantations. They would put bags over their head and have them procreating with their own mothers. Yes, that is actual true history. Yes, look, y'all better go and get some of the literature that I've mentioned over the years on this channel. And the books that I tell y'all to check out on Patreon, that's not for me. I already know it's in there. This is an educational platform, regardless of we have fun over here from time to time, but I like to teach my people what's beneficial, especially if you don't know, okay? And look, even if you're well-read and well-studied, whether it's like me or beyond me, you always add to your knowledge and refine it, okay? You always add to your knowledge and refine it. You should always still be learning. Shout out to the late, great, honorable ancestor, Neely Fuller Jr., okay? Well, one of the main things you ever talk to that elder, hey, elder, how's it going? How you doing? Still learning, okay? So I encourage all of you to stay learning, okay? That term right there, man, on those plantations, they did egregious things to our people. And that's one of the origins of that word, okay? So I really take extreme offense when somebody used that towards me like that. I'm like, all right, nah. Depending on the gender, man, hey, them fighting words, all right? So just letting y'all know. Let's let this Decepticon continue.
Because I'm black too. So let me give y'all some history because y'all are a little confused between ethnicity and race. So let's talk about that first.
No, bitch, we're not confused about nothing. See, when the tethers get to doing this, boy, you get an extra, boy, she distracted me. It distracted me for a minute. You shouldn't have put your face in that camera. Y'all can really see that chiseled ass jawline. Boy, her jawline stronger than some of you men in the chat room, man. Damn. But see, I really hate when they start talking in this condescending manner towards us because that's just like them goofy Democrats she was talking about. You need to take a civics class. Motherfucker, we understand about the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch of the government, okay? A lot of them people, look, I've broken some people down that have tried that shit with me. You need to take a civics class. Okay, cool. Let's talk civics. Let's see who understands it more. Let's see who understands it more. And you get to talking to them in detail about how the government works, this, that, and the third, and you find out they don't know a goddamn thing. They just using a bunch of fucking buzzwords. Oh, yeah. See, look, y'all understand something about me. A lot of people be like, oh, debate. Hey, man, I don't debate people like that because I have a zero tolerance for a fucking buffoon. Do not let this slow Southern barbecue accent fool you. I am not bragging. All praises to the Most High for the blessings that I have, and I consider one of them to be my intelligence by way of my life experience and what I have been taught by many people that I would consider grandmaster teachers. But I have a low tolerance for unintelligence, okay? Even if I was engaged in debate with certain people, I'll be like, hey, man, look, I'm going to let y'all have it, bro. Because it pisses me off. It literally does. That's one of my pet peeves. Lord ain't finished with me yet. He working on me. I'm working on it. But I will say this. I have more of a tolerance for a naive person, a genuinely naive person, meaning somebody that doesn't know something, okay, versus a willfully ignorant person, especially if they're a young person. Okay, I have much more tolerance for that. We were all young at one point. We all had to come into certain knowledge that we didn't know. But that willfully obtuse shit and trolling and all that, man, get the fuck out of my face. What do I teach y'all over here on my channel about time? For my long-time subscribers, what do I tell y'all about time? Put it in the chat room. For those of you that are long-time subscribers, let the newcomers know what I teach y'all about time. And for those that don't know, I'm going to recite this for you, and I hope you take this with you all the days of your life because I try to share the knowledge that was given to me by my family members. Time is the most precious, non-renewable resource that any human has. You can get back money. You can get back lost material possessions. All these things that are physical, whatever, you can get those back and replace them. Once your time is wasted, you will not reacquire that in any capacity. So you should be mortally offended by anything that you can identify that willfully wastes your time, be it a troll, be it ignorant folks, no matter what their relation to you, friend, family, whatever. That wasting of time, let me tell you something. If I identify that that's what you're doing, I cut that shit off. My time is valuable, just like the air that I breathe. You understand? That'll go well with you young men and women all the days of your life. But let's let old block jaw helper right here continue.
So, as a child born in New York at Harlem Hospital, can't get no blacker than that. Today I took out my weave. If you go to my other video, you saw me being unbelievable. I took off my weave and I got me a wrap, a doobie. If you know, you know. Black. I got a whole weave up in my hair, black. Not like white people.
See, the Tetherwench right here, she went somewhere else. And I mentioned this earlier. We got to go ahead and get here. We're going to break it down from the A road to the zero. Remember what I told y'all about? They've been over here so long, some of them illegally. They've been cosplaying us so long that they think that, okay, I practiced this for so many years. I'm just like you. This strong jawline Decepticon, it thinks that being black has something to do with the type of weave you wear, clothes you wear, stuff like that. See, you see what I'm saying? See, now you see why we go so hard in the paint about clarifying what is a foundational Black American. It is determined by lineage only, not what weave you put in your hair, not you speaking like what you think a black ghetto hood rat or dusty Negro think speak like. It's not all the raps. Because see, look, let's just be honest. What they think being black is emulating what they've heard in music and what they see in movies. And they think, oh, I'm black. I'm blacker than you because of this. How many of y'all have ever heard that ignorant statement? Huh? How many of y'all have ever heard that ignorant statement? And shout out to my good brother, Rubiencia, Felicia, and he was talking about 1619. It was the Dutch who arrived with slaves in Jamestown. There's a short documentary about going Dutch Netherlands, role in slave trade, telling about Morocco, Asiento and Saraca, slave deport. He's definitely right about that. And I'm glad you mentioned that, my good brother, because side note, okay, we're going to get back to the strong jawline Tetherwenches. I'm so glad my brother Ruviencia Felicia, and let me know if I mispronounced your name, brother. I'm glad he brought that up. White folks, let me talk to you real quick for a brief second here. It's your boy 3-2 Tony on the microphone. I'm glad that my brother brought up Jamestown, Virginia, because, you know, for you that claim that you have these high IQs, you know, or high IQs, like we call it, you need to look up a little event in history called the Starving Time in Jamestown, Virginia. Now, don't run. Come back here. Bring your little alabaster ass back over here. You don't like being told the truth, you little sun dodger. You gonna get it over here tonight. Let me tell you something. You don't have the high IQs that you claim, not from genetic lineage, definitely not in the past, because see what happened in the Starving Time, your bastards were so damn stupid, you couldn't work the land. You was scared to go where those red natives were. They was going to scalp you, so you couldn't ask them for help. Conniving bastards. They got one thing right when they called you pale-faced white devil. Listen, the Starving Time saw your asses, unable to work the land, too stupid to grow food. So you started cannibalizing each other. Oh, yes, this is real history. Never mind this voice. If it makes you laugh, you better look up the Starving Time in Jamestown, Virginia. Now, what happened was when the people came to check on them, oh my God, they saw these motherfuckers running around like zombies from The Walking Dead, chewing on legs, arms. It was hideous. So don't you believe these people when they tell you they have high IQs. That's right. So now that you know what the blacks are doing, yeah, go look that history up. Oh, you know, we inject our humor in here, boy. They ain't gonna like this channel for a reason, man. I don't care. Listen, back to the Tetherwenches, though. This heifer right here, she thinks that being black is what she learned from entertainment. Because, see, really, when it comes to our lineage, foundational Black American freedmen, if you put them around a group of us, see, let me give you a real scenario where they will really stick out like a sore thumb. I don't care how many years they've been here, especially they didn't grow up around this. Can you imagine one of these tethers where when you ask them where your family from, you put them in a foundational Black American family reunion, and then we start, you know, dealing with our little traditional customs that we usually do, playing spades, dominoes, certain type of music that, you know what I'm saying, we into. You know what we do at family reunions, man? We get to doing that, they'll be like a fish out of water, man. You know the main thing we get a lot of, man. Hey, when you say God is good, that's right. God is good. You be like, that ain't what you say when somebody say God is good to you. That's just a small example. And they be talking about, how you know, nigga? How you know I'm not one of you? Yeah, we know, motherfucker. We know. Let's let our little old block jaw motherfucker here looking like a robot's clear to continue here.
People don't wear weed, but we're not talking about them. I'm talking about me and my blackness, and y'all telling me that I'm not black enough. So, in Harlem Hospital, Black Hospital, where I was born in 1970, my birth certificate says that I am a single female child, H for Hispanic, because Latino was not a thing.
I question the validity of this birth certificate that it says it has. I refuse to believe that this is a man. I am sorry. I get it. There are some strong-faced looking women of all races on the planet, but I'm telling you, man, y'all, boy. But you know, you got some simps in our lineage that, man, she exotic. Okay. You fuck around and go to deal with this here transformer if you want to, boys. You're like, the Decepticon pull out a weapon that you weren't expecting it to have, but I digress. It says that's what's on his birth certificate, so we'll believe it. I guarantee you one thing, though. I guarantee if you look on Decepticon's paperwork, it probably identifies as white. I'll bet you that.
Latino was a new term. So I guess Latinos are processing along the same way as black people. Because you used to be Negroes, then you were black, then two other things now. Well, colored, we're not going to go through it. Now African American.
Well, see, let me explain something to you, little old Decepticon Tetherwench. The difference between us and y'all as far as our classification, we don't hop in and out of what we are. I'm going to say it again. 1 minute you brown when it's politically convenient. 1 minute you Italian or Indian. 1 minute you are identifying as white. 1 minute you think you're Spanish. You're all over the place. Foundational Black American freedmen, that's all we ever identify as. We ain't trying to jump in and out. See, look, when they start talking about you don't know who you are. No, you don't know who you are. You all over the place with your identity and still, and then at the fourth, they try to cosplay as us. See, I've said it many times. You cannot simultaneously be proud of and ashamed of where you're from at the same time. Those things are mutually exclusive, okay? You got to be one or the other. You can't be, oh, I'm ashamed and don't want to go back home. Hey, I'm a proud Latino. No, you're not. You're a Latino. Yes, I coined that term, Latino. It took off like wildfire. But yeah, for those, y'all, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you Latinos, man. You and your identity crisis, man. Y'all remember the content I did years ago where I showed y'all that clip where it was down in the I Know Black Dominican Republic, and like one of the this lady was showing the daughter she had for her daughter, and she had a white doll and a darker skinned one, and that little grandmother here threw that black doll across the room. Said, oh, see, they get started with that mental gymnastic shit about worshiping whiteness very early. Okay, if you go down there, man, and you just visit, they try to erase the African identity that they have. They really do believe they're Spaniards. I'm like, okay, go to Spain, player. If you want to ignore history, take your ass to Spain and see what happened. Because I know, and they will tell you quick. But see, you know, hey, they don't have to believe me. That's why I say travel is the best education you can get. Let's let it continue.
But this term FBA got y'all losing your motherfucking minds. Because slavery was started in the Caribbean before it even came to fucking America.
Okay, and see, I really wish your little strong jawline ass would understand it. We understand this. We're telling you, little parasite, is you're not going to latch on to our reparations claim because we're dealing with slavery that happened in the continental U.S. that we built that has nothing to do with the governments outside of this country. This government owes us. Okay? Look, y'all gonna have to retire that one. It ain't flying. You may not understand history, but we do with your little confused asses. Look, I'm finna say something, man, that's gonna offend a lot of people. We do that over here from time to time. Oh boy, they ain't gonna like this one. Some of you, and especially in this Latino tether class, some of you are just as confused as the Kaleidoscope Billy Porter Party community. Yes, you are. Yes, I said it. I ain't got a bit of problem with that community, but it's a lot of confusion over there, and it mirrors that. It's damn near identical, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm going there. You probably ain't never heard nobody say it, but I'm going to tell the truth about it. Hey, don't get mad. Prove me wrong. You see how confused they are. Let's let it continue.
We were enslaved just as you. We all fought for, to make it where we are. Some of the greatest civil rights activists have been of Caribbean descent, like Shirley Chisholm.
Nope, that was a tether. She came over here promoting that feminism and all that confusion with that LGBTQ crap. So no, if you know your history, and a lot of people evoke her name, but I'm like, okay, if you're going to evoke these names, see, this is very important why we have to do this for the younger people. That would be definitely Gen Z, Gen Alpha. You really have to say, okay, if you're going to vote these names, let's go back and see what they were doing at that time. What were they standing for? Were they advocating for Black Americans? No, she was pushing that confusion over there with them damn Democrats. So yeah, So no, we don't vote that. We're going to go name by name. She finna name another one here. We're gonna deal with that too.
Marcus Garvey.
Woo! Finna piss some people off now. A lot of people evoke the name Marcus Garvey without knowing the complete history of the man. I'm gonna say this: I respect certain things he was trying to do, but if you know the whole history, there were some things that he did and things that he said that you're like, okay, yeah, you doing some tether shit now, okay? So a lot of them, they don't know the history of these things, man. They don't know about a lot of the stuff that they evoke the name, and they do that because it's a popular figure, but they don't know the whole history of the figures they're talking about. And see, look, I'm gonna let y'all do your research on that because I done beat that drum to the ground over the years about Marcus Garvey. I said I respect the good things he did, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like it was all good because it wasn't, okay? I'm gonna say this though, let's just go with the fact that Marcus Garvey was in totality like a writer, okay? Because to a certain extent he was with the UNIA, but like I said, the other stuff that's questionable, go do your research, okay? Got an issue with that. But if he was, the problem that I have when they start trying to evoke these names of the past, you ask them this question, and this is what they don't like. Okay, that name that you named, Tether, are you acting the same way that that name did in the past today? Are you doing that as an individual? And you definitely can't say they're doing it as a collective. They're not. Because if they were, we wouldn't be having this problem. There would be no delineation movement if the Tethers wouldn't acting as off-code as they were. You understand? See, you Tethers ushered this in. We was all trying to be unified when we were talking about everybody was black in our ignorance and our naivete. Well, we are no longer naive. You were right. We concede that. You should be happy. We conceded. You're not all black. I'll refer to you as melanated because I know black, I Dominican, whatever. We've all heard it. I don't care which one of them said it. All of them have said it. You're right. I got you. I'll refer to you by your nationality. And hey, you can go be no black over there. No problem. No hate. We just gonna do our thing over here. It's all love. Just let's not step on each other's toes. We got you. We concede that. So that right there, y'all do your research on the extra stuff come with Marcus Garvey. Like I said, you can find some of that on this channel. I've got a long body of work down here. You can find that history very easily. Let it continue.
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X was FBA. We know his mother was from Grenada, but his father was a foundational Black American freedman. And again, Malcolm was born here. I'm going to say it again for the slow tethers that try to use that with people like him. If you have one foundational Black American freedman parent, whether it's the mother or the father, and you were born on American soil, he is one of us. At best, you could say he was half FBA, and he wasn't no coon and buck dancing tether. He wasn't. Let me tell you something. For the new people over here that don't like what I just said, oh, I'm finna make some of y'all mad. Fact of business, you know what? I'm gonna tell it to you, and I'm gonna find it real quick, and I'm gonna put it in the chat. Search this channel name, Great Black Shark, and search Malcolm X on delineation. Fact of business, let's see if I can pull that short up, and I'm gonna put it in the chat room. And you're gonna see what Malcolm had to say about delineation. Because see, they love to try to evoke. Look, let me tell you something. While I'm finding that short, what a lot of the tethers like to do, they do the same shit that the white supremacists do when they evoke the name of Martin Luther King. That's what they do. They tell a half truth. Because you know what, the white supremacists, they never tell you or get to the part about, Martin advocating for our reparations. They don't do that. They just quote the I Have a Dream speech. If you didn't know any better, you would think that that's all that Martin Luther King talked about. I'm finna put this in the chat, okay? So I want you to see what Malcolm said about delineation. See, a lot of people don't know about what I'm finna show you over here. Like I said, I entertain, but I educate at the same time, okay? I'm finna drop this link in here because, I don't want anybody to be lost. Put this in the chat, and you can look at it at your leisure here, okay? I want you to check that YouTube short out that I put up a long time ago. You understand? And that's going to let you know where Malcolm's head was as far as delineation here and advocating for our people. He didn't have dual allegiances like that where he was trying to undermine our people. Regardless of him being with the NOI, he was for black people. The same as with the minister, who is Caribbean, We get that. He's not FBA, but you look at his track record, he's always been a staunch advocate for black people, whether you like him, don't like him, agree, disagree, whatever theories and stuff you have about him, whatever. The bottom line is his body of work has been a strong, staunch opponent of white supremacy without bowing down to it or kissing ass in any type of way. So when y'all start evoking the names like the minister, I tell all of you in my chat room again, ask them, okay, are you living up to the same code of ethics that the minister is living up to towards black America? And obviously the answer is going to be no most of the time. So let it continue.
Kwame Torre Stokely Carmichael, a.k.a. Stokely Carmichael.
Again, another rider. Are you like him? No, you're not.
Maya Angelou of modern day Maya Angelou.
Boy, she rolling that little strong jawline head, but boy, I got to go here. Got to break some people's hearts. Brilliant poet. Profound poet, Maya Angelou. Okay? She did some good things, but Maya Angelou was laying up with the white men, and see if we gonna call a spade a spade, we got to go here, whether it's black men or black women. You can't call yourself pro-black and black first and be laying up with our oppressors, man. Hey, look, that might offend some of you. Don't get mad at me. I'm just saying the truth. I'm not making up any lies, okay? So while I respect her as one of the most brilliant poets on the planet, I respect the good things that she did. But man, that right there, if you call yourself trying to be an advocate for us, you land up with them folks, the problem with that is there are very few people that can walk that line and still be for our people, because to quote the honorable ancestor Neely Fuller Jr., if you have read his work, okay, one of the things he teaches us that we've seen time and time again, when black folks and white people in particular get in bed with each other, only one group of people get out the bed confused, and it ain't the white folks. They can lay down and do all types of sexual things with black folks, and the men and women can get out of bed and go right back to practicing white supremacy. Now, for those of you that's like, that ain't true. Okay, why you think the Proud Boys have black wives? A lot of them do. Oh, yeah. Now, you can say, well, they're FBA or non-FBA, but the point still stands, and it goes in the other direction as well. Huh? So you better understand, man, that when we call these things out, we don't play the games with it over here. See, and that's another thing you tethers do. You sit up there when people are off code amongst you, and you don't handle business and call that shit out. We don't play them games over here. We definitely not playing it now. Let's get back to it.
So Caribbean people have played a significant role in the advancement of FBAs.
We know that, but as a collective, you're not one of them. And let me address somebody real quick, because I rarely ever do this. To the Open AI 65, because you probably a white supremacist, but let me educate you on something about where you at. We don't do the trolling over here now, so maybe you weren't listening, but if you are white supremacist, your IQ isn't really that high, okay? You sitting here trying to be a smart ass in my chat talking about we haven't heard all pollutants on the planet. Let me show you how we get down over here. Motherfucker, are you retarded? Are you retarded, motherfucker? I'm talking to you, Open AI 65, and moderators feel free. Back to business. Moderators, one of y'all, get that motherfucker about my chat room. Go ahead and block that motherfucker off this channel. See, let me take the time before we get back to work over here. You will not interrupt this classroom. You understand? You will not interrupt this classroom. We don't play that bullshit over here. One of the moderators, go ahead and handle that for it. There you go. Still Kevin Trees is on it. Okay? There you go. Yeah, make sure that motherfucker's gone. Because see, over here, this is not like the platforms that find your little bullshit cute. And I get it. Some people use the trolls to teach lessons, and that has its place. But I'm more of the ideology and the mindset that, hey, when we are gathered together as black folks, whether we FBA or non-FBA, and we trying to educate each other, the trolls don't belong over here. So that's what I do. This is the space that I do on all of my platforms. Y'all know I don't give a damn about their opinions on nothing. You don't have a voice over here, okay? You can go have a voice on your platform. I don't want you censored on your platform, but you're not going to interrupt anything we got going over here. So take your retarded ass on somewhere trying to be cute, and see, in case you are of the low birth rate brigade, you better be worried about how you're going to get them numbers up, because in a little while, y'all going to be museum exhibits. You think I'm being facetious? Don't believe me. You can hate me and call me as many N-words as you want to. Go talk to your doctors and scientists. You know, when there ain't no black people around it, and let them tell you the truth about where your people is heading. Huh? I digress. Now that we've handled that business, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get back to work.
And there are many that I haven't mentioned, but I'd be more than happy to do a list. But I don't know why.
Yeah, she talking about doing lists and all of this, that, and the third. So, you know, I pretty much handled all of that and got that straightening out the way like it needed to be. But now we finna get into your boy, Barack Obama. Oh, his comments that he was made here recently. Listen, boy, he had a lot of people fooled. Now, for full disclosure, those that are new to this channel, I'm neither Republican or Democrat. I'm not conservative or liberal. My loyalty and allegiance is to my lineage only. Okay? You consider me a politically independent person, or if you want to take it a step further, a political mercenary. I do not believe in showing allegiance to neither party unless there's tangible policy in it for my people. I'm a policy voter. Okay? Barack Obama showed us who his community was the 8 years he was in office, that we were getting slaughtered under white supremacy. Tether that he is. Yes, he's a tether. We do not hold Barack Obama up in the air. And let me explain why for the people that are confused. Why is he saying that? Because some of you might not get it. Let me tell you why it's not a good look to hold Barack Obama up in the air as some type of hero. If you are going to be in the office of the most powerful nation in the land, the most powerful office in the nation, okay? Some would say that misnomer term, leader of the free world. If you're going to be sitting in that seat and you're going to be wearing the uniform of our skin, you shouldn't be acting as a figurehead like your hands are tied. Because when you compare Barack Obama to the orange man in both of his terms, Trump came in there like, look, I'm going to do things for my constituency, which is mostly white conservative Republicans. Okay. He got to work getting things done. Man, Trump came in there signing executive orders to the point that pens been smoking. You can see the fire coming out the damn pen, huh? Barack Obama, well, I can't do that. I can't do this. And was being disrespected the whole time he was in office by liberals and conservatives alike. Y'all remember that one congressional hearing or meeting that they had where one of them, and I want to say it was Republican, it could have been a Democrat. You lie. I've never seen that happen to a president. Oh, but Barack, you know, being that his mother's white and his father's Kenyan, he showed us where his allegiances lie. That's a little white man with a tan. He did more things for the LGBTQ white community than any other group here in America. He didn't give a damn about Foundation of Black Americans at all. He didn't even really give a damn about you tethers like that because, see, all of y'all mad about the orange man and send him home, tell him home, and good job, keep it up. I'm with that. We don't want illegal aliens over here. You seem to be so mad at the orange man and Tom Homan, you forget they called Barack Obama the deporter in chief because he was deporting so many of y'all up out of here. Huh? Bottom line, you do not have little black children looking up to figureheads, okay? If you're going to have your children looking up to anybody, they should be black men and black women that actually have some type of power and authority and it's seen, okay? See, that symbolism, that's a bad look when you encourage black children, men and women, little boys and little girls alike, when you encourage them to look up the symbolism. Nah, you don't get things done in our society and nor throughout history that way. When you compare and contrast and look at white supremacy, most of white America, they're not trying to settle for symbolism. Case in point. Y'all know I like to show you how history correlates to present day. All right? Look at what's going on with all of them now. They are pissed about them Epstein files. They even holding the orange man to account. And rightly so. Look, that's mostly a white community issue. That's what they're overall about. We don't give a damn about them Epstein files. We give a damn about our reparations and the anti-black hate crime bill. But white America, I will give you credit. So for those of you that are in the what are the blacks talking about, that's over here listening, they doing what they supposed to be doing. They're like, hey, you came in office, you and Pam Bundy, Pitbull Pam, hey, and Cash Patel, little bug-eyed ass. Oh, we're going to put the Epstein files out. Oh, yeah. And white folks are like, hey, man, where them Epstein files? So they on code with that. You see what I'm saying? They hold their people to account when they say they're going to do something. In other words, what they letting you know is symbolism ain't going to do. We don't want you to just symbolically say it and then not do it. They're like, no, you better give us what you told us you were going to give us. And you better believe they're going to stay on their ass until they get it. So, hey, white folks, good luck with that. Maybe you'll get them names released. I get it. There's a bunch of powerful pedophiles on there, but that's the reason why you're not going to ever see them files released by any government agency. It's going to take the bravery of some whistleblower that's willing to put their life and their family's life on the line to get that information out to the public. We're in the technology age today, so it's definitely possible. We'll see. Okay? So now, that's why I wanted to give you that example. White folks don't settle for symbolism, nor should we. We can't afford to do it if we fighting against racism and white supremacy. So now we're finna get into Barack Hoebama, his statements here with his sassy ass, him and his little strong-faced wife and her little sassy brother here. Y'all know I'm not gonna miss no words when it comes to this. Let's get into it.
And that's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
Mm-hmm. One dad.
No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college.
Let me pause him right here, okay? Oh, we finna go in. Strap up. Pause, because Hoebama might take that to mean something else, okay? Listen, first of all, I want you to look at this man. Look at this tether, okay? Because I apologize. I called him a man. This is not a man. This is a male. Okay? It's a male tether, okay? Look how he's sitting here with his shoulders slumped, okay? That doesn't communicate masculinity, but see, listen to what he's saying. He's telling us about this gay professor. Of all the people that stood out over the course of his lifetime, he's going to tell us about the gay professor, okay? Because the gay professor is very important, and we see that he lit the White House up in the colors of the LGBTQ flag. Okay, never seen that before in American history. But he's going to tell us about the gay professor. Now, I'm going to actually run down what's wrong with these comments that he's about to make.
At a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
Okay, Barack, let's deal with you. Okay, Hoebama. First of all, a heterosexual black man, something that you're not, okay, even though because, look, we just got caught with this. Michelle was bedwench. She couldn't get no white man to marry her. You wanted white women, but you knew you wouldn't gonna have no political, success if you had a white woman on your arm, because you can guarantee that even in the Democrat Party, if Barack Obama had a white woman as his wife, that wasn't gonna go nowhere. That wouldn't work. America ain't ready for that. They don't mind seeing a white man with a black woman or a melanated woman, okay? Because you see the situation with J.D. Vance and that East Indian that he's married to, okay? But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even think that they would let you get too far if you was a white man with a foundational black American woman. They'll be like, hey, come on in the back room, Johnny. Listen here, boy. Now, I don't care what you do with your little dark in the bedroom, but she's one of them there foundational black Americans, and even if she's a king, I don't care how much she sucked on your little pink earthworm deficient Talladega, she could turn on us, boy. Now go divorce her, or else don't worry about running for this here presidency, okay? I'm just want to let you know that. Now get on back out there and you got a decision to make, boy. That's the conversation they have with a white man, okay? I'm just letting y'all know. But see, Barack, damn it, let me tell you something, dog. A foundational black American heterosexual man can give that advice to his son or nephews, cousins, younger brothers, etc. So can the uncles and the grandfathers. Now, you bring up the point about, well, if you have a boy that turns out to be gay and this, that, and the third, and I don't have any issue with that particular community, But I'm going to say this the way it need to be said as a heterosexual man. If that father and that family is doing their job, the little boys don't turn out like that too tough, okay? I'm not saying that you don't have instances here and there because we just got to call it what it is. A lot of them don't want to mention this. And I will make light of nobody's trauma, no matter what you identify as or your sexual orientation. But the greater majority of them, if they're honest, they ended up becoming that way because some family member or close family friend of the same sex molested them. That is not funny. I will never make fun of that. Lord knows I want every child to be as protected as I was and my, relatives coming up. The male and female members of my family, whether they were older or younger, they didn't play the radio about you doing nothing to the kids. And I'm talking right down to my great-grandparents. They would fuck you up 6 ways to Sunday about us, man. And then they would fuck us up, but we was in the wrong. They used to tell her, hey, don't you have me coming out here to defend you and you in the wrong, because if I find out you're wrong, I'm going to tear your ass up. That's the family I come from, you understand? But now if you do your job right, hey, your boys ain't going to grow up like Magic Johnson and want to wear his mammy's purses and heels and shit. But see, this Hoebama here wouldn't know nothing about that because, look, I'm going to tell you right now, I can't prove it. It's a conspiracy theory, but stranger things have happened. That chef of his that drowned, that they say was a very, very strong swimmer. How we know that, Barry wasn't looking at him while he was cooking it, like, I can see it now. Yeah, I'm going here. He's going to say that. Yes, I am. I can imagine this. Y'all tell me if I'm off base or not, okay? I can see the chef doing his job, probably prepared a good meal. Barack sitting there licking his lips, and he wasn't licking it because of the food that was being prepared. Hey there, I want a little something extra. Chef will probably like, oh, yeah, sure, Barry, what you want, man? I got you. I can cook anything. Really, I'm glad to hear that. Can you cook this beef whistle? Excuse me, Barack? You heard me. Can you cook this beef whistle? That's what I want. I want you to cook this beef whistle. Now, got 2 choices. You can come on over here and cook it, or we're going to see just how good of a swimmer you really are, okay? What does that mean? You're going to find out if you don't get to cooking. I'm not like that, Barry. I quit. Oh, you don't quit us, son. You're going to quit, all right. You're going to quit. We're going to the lake. That's where we're going right now. Look, I'm just saying, I can see it happening. Hey, I can see it happening because that particular community, they are very aggressive, bro. You know what I'm saying? They are very aggressive. I can see it happening. Y'all laughing, man. Hey, man, I can see it happening. Edward Jones, hey, shipmate. Come on, brother. It's a possibility. See, let me talk to y'all, man. Y'all in here laughing, man. You better understand, boy. There is a rainbow gang mafia. Hey, no disrespect to the on-code LGBTQ brothers and sisters. It's some of them probably over here. Hey, y'all, we ain't got no problem with y'all, man, especially you on code. But y'all know about that other half of the community that got that mafia, boy. Hey, boy, you better not lose no fights against them. That's all I'm saying now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so Barry, hey, look how much he did. You know what I'm saying? For them people. That's his people, man. That's his tribe. So, I can see that happening with his chef, man. So, I hate that. We'll probably never know the truth until 20 years or so later, but that was just very funny what happened. But see, back to dealing with what he's saying here. Oh, boy, he do everything to encourage everything except for traditional masculinity. Now, for any of the sisters, whether you FBA or non-FBA, let me explain to you why I'm going so hard in the paint on this. I understand that some of you have been done wrong by men. Unfortunately, some of you have probably experienced trauma at the hands of men. Okay, the males, I'll say, that are no good and ain't worth 2 dead fucking flies put together. And I empathize with you and sympathize with you for any trauma you may have experienced. But the opposite end of that, traditional masculinity is your protection. I can even make the argument that if any of the women in here, whether you're of my lineage or not, were harmed by no good, sorry, dusty, degenerate ass niggas, I can make the argument that happened because no man that's on the opposite spectrum of that was around to protect you from that type of no good, degenerate motherfucker. Okay? See, you better understand that traditional masculinity, that is your lifeline. The dudes that want to wear your purses and your heels and put your lipstick on and want to do their hair like you, y'all go to the salon and have spa days together. Very few of them are going to get down when it's time to get down. You understand? That's where I'm coming at it from. So bottom line, that's not something we encourage. Now, shout out to those that are over there, that community that will. Hey, look, I ain't saying that don't exist. They out there now. Y'all roll up on some of these punks if you want to, man. Look, let me tell y'all something, man. Some of these punks got high-tech gadgets, okay? See, we know about Batman. You better watch out for Bushman, okay? Let me tell you a weapon that Bushman have. 2 of them, okay? Don't get mad, Rainbow Gang Mafia. I got to expose your secrets because I know y'all got these things. Bushman, that joker would take high heels off and he got stiletto knives in them high heels. They detach. See, they like little sassy James Bond. They got gadgets and items that they can use to fuck you up with, okay? And then I've also seen them use this. They can take them heels off and put chains in between them and make some bush chucks. That's right. Yeah, you heard of nunchucks. You ain't heard of no bush chucks, huh? Hey, and look, for you stud wenches out there, I know what your secret is. You make dildo chucks. I know what you got going on. Oh, hey, boy, I done made some enemies now. Look, I know y'all secrets, man. I know your secrets. I don't want no smoke. I do not. But I'm just educating the people, okay? I'm just educating the people. Let's let it continue.
Right. So
yeah, so there you have it. That's what Barack Hoebama had to say. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this next thing here, because like I said, I ain't gonna keep y'all a little too late here, but we're finna get into this punk ass named Slowtier guy. Now he's a gamer. And ladies, you're gonna see why now. For those of you, because your preference is your preference, you like what you like, whether you're a man or woman, but to you ladies, this is very important. And I want you to receive what we're about to review here. Just because a dude is 6'5" or whatever, because this dude is around that 6'4", 6'5" height, the low-tier guy, even if you wasn't turned off by him being a gamer, he's got that height that if you look at him, most of y'all would go for this type of dude. But see, you better understand that you better discern more about the mates that you choose or people you're attracted to. You better find out what a person is thinking. Now, I say this to men and women alike. I'm finna show y'all something here that this bastard here was saying, and I'm finna cook his ass. Let's go ahead and get into it.
The worst thing to do is stay with a white woman. Once you're a white woman, bro, you low-key like a slave. They don't got no decency for men or black men and shit. I'm over there.
Is this on drugs? Every ice queen I've ever met in life has been significantly better than gets. Every black chick I've ever been with, they got this real higher than thou type of problem. Extremely masculine. I don't mind a masculine chick. You don't need to be all super dainty. All the women in my family are masculine, but
let me pause it right here, because many of you that are not familiar with who this bastard is, he's the little punk, okay, up on the top half of the screen. Low-tier guy, okay? Now, being honest, ladies, what you heard might have turned you off, but if you didn't know who he was and didn't hear what he said, most of you would be attracted to this man. Okay, we just got to call it what it is. I can't speak for the women. I'm making an educated guess. Most of you will find him attractive. But that's what he feels about black women. Now, the brother down there on the bottom of the screen talking, I don't know who he is. I'm not familiar with him. But let's just go ahead and dive into this. You heard what the main problem is. Low-tier guy is talking about the women in his family that he finds masculine. So he's basing his perspective off of that. He's free to do so. He's free to be the biggest buck of Beddington. Okay, yes, buck of Beddington. That's what I call him over here. He's free to be the biggest buck of Beddington, the Baron of Buckistan that he wants to be. Same as the wenches of Craftington. Okay, but one thing I say to bedbuck and bedwench alike, if you disrespect our people, because it's one thing for you to just go to the other side and that's what you do. Hey, cool, no problem. Plenty of black folks, men and women do that. But when you start disrespecting our people, let me tell you something. Brothers like myself and sisters that have the same ideology as me over here, we like, hey, where you lay is where you stay. If you come out your mouth talking like Candace Owens, you come out your mouth talking like Larry Elder, hey, make sure you get all your protection from them people you laying up with. We don't know you. You belong to them now. You're their Negro, okay? You're their Negro. And see, let's dive into this thing here, why Slowtier guy is having a problem, okay? See, oftentimes these game goofy motherfuckers, just like their counterparts, the divestment dummy community, you get rejected by black women and black men because It's a you problem. Most of these people that have these sentiments, they are raging, buck dancing Sambos. And people can see that it's one thing for you to say, hey man, you know, I date whoever likes me no matter what race they are. No problem. On either end of the community, I can understand that. But now when you start excluding, saying, I only date white men or white women, you know what I'm saying? Whichever end of the gender spectrum you're on, okay? Now that's where the problem come in at. And cool, you do that. But what we're telling you today, especially in this era of delineation, you better understand. Delineation isn't just for the tether class. It's for you off-code members of our lineage as well. Oh, yeah, you probably ain't heard that before. I'm telling you now, I'm adding to it. Now, I don't have to have nobody's permission to do that. We delineating from these coons, these bedbucks, and these bedwenches. You disrespect our people, take your funky ass over there. You better make sure that when you call it, you better make sure that in your mind, that special Negro that you think that you are because they laying up with you, you better make sure you got it like that, because some of them might have it like that. They might actually have it where them folks that they dealing with might jump up and protect them and defend them with their very lives. I hope they're right, because you know who not going to defend them? Me. So no, slow tier guys, you're not going to lump all black women in with what you think they are because of your deficiencies and shortcomings and being rejected. But see, people like this, whether it's the men or the women, the bedbugs or the bedwitches, let's call them what they are, they don't ever really give you the other side of the story. If you start talking to the people that they was dealing with or dating, they'll add some stuff to it. They be like, yeah, they ain't telling you about this part over here, though. People can see when you have a hatred for your own people. And see, this is what you dumbasses don't understand, okay? You don't understand when you hop over to the other side and you let them people use you for whatever fetish they want. They don't trust you. You just the fun of the week. Oh, you just the fun of the week. There's something that I could play here, but I'll do that on another broadcast because I don't want this to run too long. But damn it, hey, you better make sure that you actually as special to them as you think. Because see, the one thing that you can't say you've ever seen with the bedbucks or the bedwenches, them white men and white women that they laying up with, when it comes time to defend them and stand up for justice for anything that happened to them or their people, they quiet. Huh? Where are the good white folks that stood up to defend Christian Obumseli? Huh? Where are the good white zaddies that stood up to advocate for justice for Lawrence Smith Fields? Oh, we going there with razor blades and roller skates on. Yes, we are, goddammit. See, I'm going to make you think over here. This is why the divestment dummies nor the bedbugs like me. I call it down the middle. I don't give either side a pass. You don't never see them advocating for nothing for justice. Because see, you would think, see, look, let me go here with it. Let me be completely honest and blunt. It would be one thing if you went bedbucking and bedwenching and you said, hey, man, y'all don't understand. I'm finna get something done for the community. I got this connect over here. This white man or this white woman is going to help us advocate for justice. You know what I'm saying? Watch me work. If you had that going on, I would have to respect it. Y'all know I give much props and praise to Hannah Elias. If you don't know who she is in history, boy, let me tell you something. If you're going to be a bedwench, that's how you do it, though, boy. She was breaking them white men. Look, let me just be blunt. Hannah Elias is the reason why Harlem was once all black. That sister, she did that. She was a genius as far as getting them white men to unask their assets and buying property and moving all the white folks out and getting the black people in, okay? So now if you a bedwenching like that, hey, I'm looking the other way. I'm like, hey, man, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Let that sister work or let that brother work. But we don't see that today, okay? These people sell us out for interracial sexual access and they don't get nothing tangible out of it. Let's let our slow tier guy continue.
Yeah, this is an L take. Usually black women, they want you to have it all before you get it. They're not willing to ride with you from the bottom up. They really are celebrity worshipers to the max potential. You'll never.
Now, let me tell you what the problem is that I have with what he just rattled off. See, I would love to know if this boy was raised with his mammy, you know what I'm saying, and not his father. Because, see, this is what I tell the men like that. If you listen to me, I want you to listen up. I get it. Some of you probably have come here from certain spaces where you hear that gender war bullshit. I'm going to give you the most sound, grown man advice you could ever get that contrasts what he's saying. You know what the beauty of actually being a man that have your shit together and understand who you are is? listen closely, especially for you tater tots that worship Andrew Tate and all these little anti-black motherfuckers like him. You know what the beauty of being an actual man, solid and rooted in your masculinity is? You get to choose the women that you deal with and that you don't. If a woman come to you and she on some bullshit, you don't have to deal with her. And don't give me you can't find no other black woman or black man to deal with if you're a divestment dummy. Yes, you can. It's over 43 million black foundational black Americans here. Not to mention if you include the non-LBA melanated class. Okay? You include them just for numbers of black folks, quote unquote, in the country. You got plenty of options. All you got to do is move around. But see, if you're not able to attract what you want, there might be something wrong with you. Sometimes it's good. And see, I teach y'all, man, this is why arrogance, I keep telling y'all, arrogance and delusion, they're not strengths, they're weaknesses. Because both do not allow you to make actual assessments about the world as it actually is. And both of them blind you to your own flaws. One of the best things you can do, whether you're a black man or black woman, is look in that mirror and be honest with yourself about your personal flaws and things that are shortcomings that you need to work on. Okay, that others may not see. So with him, he doesn't seem to understand that, hey man, if you got women that fit that criteria, you trying to tell me ain't none that don't? How about you just be honest? And this is what I say to the bedbucks and bedwenches like. Just say, hey man, I don't like black men or black women. Just be honest. Stop making excuses, man. Stop lying about shit, okay? Just say, hey man, I ain't trying to lay up with no people that look like me. I don't like my skin for whatever the reason or whatever your hang up is. Just be honest about what you want. And it's not about you appeasing us. Don't lie to yourself. That's a sad existence to go through life lying to yourself. Are you really you if you have to lie to you about your reality and your thoughts and your desires? Just come on out. Look, in a day and age where you can come on out here and put on a dress and all this other bullshit, you can't be honest about what your preference is. Just do what you do. It doesn't matter if anybody like it or not. Just stop lying to us because we understand what the real problem is. Let it continue.
Never be as good as anybody they have a crush on because they're obsessed with celebrities, obsessed with social media. They don't believe in building from the ground up. Literally, the worst match for a black man in America is a black woman. So that's
woo, boy. Oh, y'all hear Giblet right here. He said the absolute worst match for a black man in America is a black woman. You know, I'm so glad we live in this era where people jump up here and tell them themselves on these platforms because I wonder what his upbringing was like. Maybe his mother wouldn't wear two dead flies put together and mistreated him. This come from somewhere. Regardless of my critique on this bedbucking bastard, I realize that this does come from somewhere. He must have had some type of traumatic experience in his family. Maybe the women in his family picked on him, treated him bad. Because this right here is deeper than just you were picked on in school or you wasn't a popular kid amongst black women in school. Nah. This right here, like the old saying goes, this start at home. I know what I'm listening to here. And if that's your case, let me talk to the brothers that might be in that situation. Don't think I'm not empathetic if that's your situation because I understand that exists. But let me talk to you about something. Where you start doesn't have to be where you finish, okay? And whether you choose to date black women or not, don't turn against your own people because we all you got if something happened in this system here in America, racism and white supremacy. So whether you choose to date within or without, you know what I'm saying, the lineage or the race, don't turn against your own because them people ain't going to turn against their own for you. Now, if you had the unfortunate circumstance, misfortune, to grow up in a family where you were mistreated by black women, etc., and you form these views, you got to understand that, man, you got to get, if you need some therapy, get that. Because every sister out here is not responsible for what your mammy and the women that whatever you was talking to in high school, college, all them sisters don't deserve to be blamed for that. The same way I'll say it to the sisters, that if you were mistreated by any men in your family or in school or college or what have you, that's not the rest of our fault. We didn't do that. Y'all better get yourself some mental help, man. There's nothing wrong with that. That's your trauma. It's real. I would not make light of it or mock it. But damn it, I'll tell you one thing I'm not going to do for nobody. And I'm saying this to men and women alike. Don't you accept responsibility for something that you're not the cause of. I accept responsibility for the things that I've done. And Lord knows I'm not a perfect man. If you come to me about my flaws and something I've done, I've wronged you, okay, you have your right to do that. And I will make amends for that as best as I can. But you're not gonna have me be your whipping boy, you know what I'm saying, for something that I didn't have nothing to do with. That's not fair to sisters, that's not fair to brothers, and we're not having that. So get yourself some help, man, because see, let me tell you why I'm saying that. You're not doing that for our sake. Oh no, you better understand that is not for our sake or mine that I'm telling you to do it. You better get that mental help and get your issues sorted out, because see, the day that you go and think that you over there with them folks just because you having interracial sexual access, whether you're a bedwench or a bedbug, you might end up being the next Telvin Osborne, Christian Obumseli, Lauren Smith Fields, okay? You might end up being the next one of them. And then people ain't going to turn against their own to get you no justice. They're going to be looking at what you did wrong. You understand? Trying to blame you for your own death. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You ain't doing this for us. You doing it for yourself. Let's let it continue.
Literally all women? Nah, it's not. Because black women don't come from a place of culture. Don't come from two-parent households. Clearly.
Boy, you hear that? Now, this is going to make me question this boy's lineage. And if any of you know his lineage here, that they don't come from a place of culture, that sounds like some tether shit. Because even, you notice most of your coons don't even say we don't have a culture or don't come from a place of culture. I'm wondering where this boy's family from. Because even the coons don't really latch on to that line too tough. I will say that for the coons. They don't really, you know what I'm saying, foundational black American coons, I'm saying, they don't really jump on that we don't have a culture shit. So I'm wondering where this boy's lineage is from. But you say that black women don't come from a place of culture, they don't grow up in two-parent households. That is not every black woman's reality. And I will go out and say this, even though I'm a staunch advocate for us having stable, healthy, intact black families, but I'm adult enough to understand that sometimes things don't work out. You can't even put that on the sisters that didn't grow up in a two-parent household. Every black man or black woman that come from a broken home is not a bad person. There's not. That doesn't even make logical sense to say that, because look, a lot of people, they know what their family situation was, and a lot of times they get any type of help they need to get, or they are motivated to say, okay, this is what I grew up in, these type of people I was around, I'm not going to be nothing like that. You understand? See, this boy, he young, but that's no excuse. He's old enough to understand what he's saying is treasonous. And I'm going to tell you right now, Junior, good luck, slow tier buck. That's what I'm going to call him, slow tier buck. Good luck, because see, them people, it ain't if, they're going to turn on you. It's when. And you better understand one thing you got to understand. I'm going to say this and I'm going to say it out loud because it's the truth. The sisters are far less forgiving of that bullshit when you talk like that than the brothers are. You got some brothers that draw a hard line in the sand, like myself. I don't play being disrespected from either gender as far as these bedbucks or bedwenches are concerned. But I will say this. There are brothers that are more quick to forgive the sisters when they go off on a tangent and do that than the sisters. The sisters ain't having none of it. And rightly so. I don't blame them. I just say keep that same energy, though. You understand? Keep that same energy when it's one of these divestment dummies. She done ran off, started talking crazy about black men or whatever. Hey, treat them like you do the bedbugs. The bedwents and the bedbugs need the same treatment from both genders. I'm like, hey, wherever you lay, that's where you stay if you start talking crazy about our people. So hey, slow tier buck, you better understand it. I really hope, sincerely, I say this without being facetious, I really hope you don't have no problems, guy. But boy, when you come trying to wander back over here like Halle Berry did in the movie Queen, nigga, the sisters ain't trying to hear, and I'm definitely not trying to hear. Especially to the point where you were like that bedbug Telvin Osborne wishing death on our people, then like the divestment dummies talking about bullet bags and all that. Let me tell you something, bitch. If I hear you refer to black men as bullet bags, hey, you can go all the way to the 10th level of hell with gasoline panties on. You understand me? Yeah, hey, I'll be damned if I lift the finger to advocate for you in any way. You hate my people that much? What you come from? Hey, I don't know you. I am completely indifferent. I am empty and hollow towards your ass. I don't play that shit. And the reason why I say that is we've been through too much as a people for us to experience hatred from within. No, you take yourself over there where you think is better at. And none of them ever find it to be better. Let's let it continue.
He never a real, actual ice queen. For him to be making these comments, this is pandering 101. And clearly, with all these gets that he interacted with on the show, didn't these chicks have clap and everything like that? So that's the type of chicks you like? Chicks that have clap, that's passing around clap, people on Telegram and shit like that. I don't know what this guy's talking about. There's not been one time in life I've ever felt like a slave with ice queens. I felt the best.
This boy say ice queens. See, now I'm really starting to question what his lineage is, because see, apparently he doesn't know, or he's choosing to ignore. And let me say this, if he is foundational Black American, and he's this ignorant about what Jim Crow was and what was done to our people, that's his parents' fault. But see, you're talking about ice queens, you ignorant motherfucker, right here in recent history. Look at what happened to Jonathan Majors. See, an intelligent person, man or woman, you learn from the misfortune of other people. Sometimes you don't have to, and sometimes it's wisest for you not to experience things, but to learn from a distance and observe. Observation. I'm going to tell you right now, that has never been worth the gamble for me, because I know historically that all Becky got to do is shed some alabastrous tears. You gotten whole towns burned down behind a lie. You can tell that same lie today and get a Black man locked up, butchered by and lynched by police. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of charges on you. You see what that dumbass bedbug Shannon Sharp is going through. For me, I'm like, nah, I'm cool, man. I'm cool. And for one, this is where I really thank the good Lord above for this. Maybe this is just something he put into me. They women not really attractive like that to me. Am I saying there's no decent looking white women? Yeah, there are, but that ain't what I want. Let me explain to you why. Let me talk to you for a minute, okay? I'm going to actually reveal something to you all, and those of you that are long-time subscribers, you know, I'm going to talk to you from the part of me that is Reformed Heathen. I love our women, and just because I love them doesn't mean I'm going to kiss their ass. I'm going to tell them when they're wrong. I don't care how mad they get. That's a part of loving our sisters. I love them in every shade they got, especially if they fit the specs that I like. Nice curves from head to toe. Okay? I get a satisfaction that is deeply and spiritually satisfying from dealing with our sisters that you ain't going to find from no other race of women. Okay? See, for me, dealing with our women is kind of like, compared to other women, it's kind of like if you're dealing with, you know, a generic off-brand soda versus the real deal. If you want Coke or Pepsi, that's what you want, okay? I don't like unseasoned food. Yes, I said it that way for a reason. You don't have no life or energy to you. You're not satisfying. For me, hey, that's one thing that you over here, if you're trying to see what the blacks are doing, let me tell you something you don't have to worry about with your brother GPS, okay? I don't want your women. Your women are like bland, lifeless rice cakes, okay? Them diet rice cakes, that's what they are to me. I don't want them, man. Give me a sister any day of the week with the flavor, whether she's bad butterscotch or jet black, triple black chocolate. And see, for me, being a masculine man, I ain't worried about that little attitude. Let me talk to you right now. I can't speak for nobody else, other brothers in the chat. You sign off and y'all tell me your own experiences. But most women, they fall in line when they're dealing with your brother. I don't have them issues and problems about being disrespected by women, okay? Nah, and I ain't got to put my hands on them or curse them out of nothing. Nah, hey, listen, a masculine man, hey, man, they can't resist that, bro. And look, I'm silly with it, too. You get mad and start talking crazy to me, man, I'm going to make your little mean-ass laugh. You ain't going to have no choice but to respect this Southern black masculinity because it's good for you. See, let me talk to you brothers, man. Especially you a younger dude and you hadn't gone off the deep end like Slowtier Buck. Our women and ladies, you're going to think I'm a chauvinist for this. Some of you may laugh, but just hear your brother out. For you young men, you got to understand, sometimes sisters are just like little old babies, man. You ever seen the little babies that be crying because they need to take a nap and they just don't want to go? Yeah, I said it, ladies. He's a chauvinist. Now, I love you to life. You know some of y'all are like this. Be mad for no damn reason. Listen here, man. Learn how to make their little mean asses laugh. Pop some food in their mouth, okay? You can offset that little old mean shit. They look. You got to help them get their emotions in check, okay? Because they love us, we love them. Now, I'm not telling you to put up with disrespect. Oh, no. I'm not telling black men or black women to put up with disrespect. But what I'm saying is that little old minor shit, man, little attitudes, man, listen. I'm going to say it this way. Even though it's late, I'm going to keep this somewhat clean. Sometimes all they need is some extra attention, if you know what I mean, okay? And then, hey, that'll just that attitude and they're good to go, okay? But Slowtier book probably doesn't fit the criteria for that. Let's let this jackass finish.
Yes. Woke up, car was washed, food ready. Not even food she cooked, food she ordered, treating you like a king, glurping and globbing you crazy.
Oh, black women, they like,
dude, you ain't never had that from no black woman? I'm sorry, brother. Hey, maybe that's his experience and he hadn't, but don't think that the rest of us who are brothers have never had decent treatment from black women, okay? I know I have. I'll admit it. I'm somewhat spoiled when it comes to that, okay? And I reciprocate. You know what I'm saying? I reciprocate. Hey, sisters treat me good. I treat them good. I don't try to treat nobody bad. You understand? But maybe, you know what I'm saying? You such a lame ass, man. They're like, nah, player, I'm cool. And look, I'm gonna say this. Let me do something here that's gonna shock the alabaster community. White folks, white men and white women, I'm gonna do something I rarely do on this channel. Thank you. Now, why am I thanking them? A lot of y'all probably like, why is he doing that? I thank you because you're taking the worthless motherfuckers out of our community. You can keep them. The bedbucks and bedwenches, the Candace Owens and the Myron Gaines, man, those types, they ain't worth 2 dead flies put together. Thank you, white folks. Keep them over there with you, please. Okay, we don't want them. All right, keep them. Keep them motherfuckers. Let it continue.
oh, they relate. You know, we've been through time together.
So black women relate. So basically, we relate by what flavor of Kool-Aid we might have drank growing up. Me dating a black chick, and this is no disrespect, it felt like I'm dating one of my cousins or something like that. It's literally.
Wait a minute, boy. Hold on, Giblet. Did this boy just say that? Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm wondering where his family from. Giblet say dating black women feel like he dating one of his cousins. Nah, I don't know about him, but I ain't grow up looking at my female cousins in no type of sexual way. Okay? I know I can't relate to that player. And then you talking about the relation is just what type of Kool-Aid we drink. Hey, look here, man. The relation that those of us that are black men, that are heterosexual, that appreciate sisters, no matter what shape, size you like, skin tone, we appreciate that, one, we have the same shared experience in America as black people. Then our attraction, our genuine organic attraction to each other. That's something that you can't buy, man. Okay? Look, y'all have heard me say it many times over here. This is one reason why I tell y'all I'm not a saint. When it comes to our sisters, man, I view y'all as different types of food that I like. Oh, yeah, listen. How many of y'all remember them old cartoons where, like, Wile E. Coyote was chasing the Roadrunner and he imagined the Roadrunner to be one big-ass drumstick? Yes, just see the women that I like. Your big-ass drumsticks and shit to me. Hey, sometimes it might be a big cookie, cake, pie, whatever. I'm just saying, depending on the skin tone. Oh, and don't let her be grown woman enough to understand what top-tier fragrances are. Oh, man, it ain't nothing like a foundational black American freedman woman on this planet. I know I've been damn near everywhere on it except for Antarctica. And I have a love for non-LBA women too, you know what I'm saying? As long as you're not disrespectful to my people, because I'm not going to disrespect yours. You know what I'm saying? But I got to give it up to my sisters, man. They understand our culture. You know what I'm saying? And look, at the end of the day, even though we piss each other off, man, one of the things that I really love, and I'm saying this to any woman that I've ever dealt with, as far as in a relationship, serious or casual. One thing about it, man, they have such big hearts that they really love and respect you as a man that even if they pissed off, people can be in their ear talking about what they shouldn't do. If your woman really love you or care about you, she ain't gonna turn on you for nothing, bro. Now, I'm not saying that all of them are like that. Yes, you got some bad hours, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like I've never known the genuine love of a black woman from my lineage. Nah, brother. Hey, they cut for your brother now. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Look, they have so much love for us, and this is why I respect them the way I do, that sometimes they have helped some people that they don't know that they've helped. They have stopped us from knocking motherfuckers' whole heads off at times. Come on now, brothers. Where you at in the chat room? You know what I'm talking about? You remember the old song, Last Night a DJ Saved My Life? Well, let me tell you right now, It's a lot of last nights that a black woman saved some silly motherfucker's life that crossed the line with a Negro like me that do not play the radio about being fucked with no kind of way. Or you fucking with anybody I care about. You understand? Sometimes just the sound of their voice or the touch of their embrace can make us stand down. Okay? Because if you like me, let me tell you something, man, and my uncle let me know about my lineage and my family as a child. Because, I used to have somewhat of a temper when I was a kid. He said, son, let me tell you something about our family. He said, you got people in this world that have a short fuse. People have a long fuse, but he said, about our family, some of us don't have no fuse. And Unc was right about that. You understand? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there's been plenty of times that, like, somebody get to doing something stupid, or sister be like, hey, don't let this fool make it. Come on, let's go, babe. You know what I'm saying? And only our women can do that for us, okay? So I recognize their value, you know what I'm saying? Because they're our counterparts. We're supposed to balance each other out, okay? So I hate it if he has never experienced that. That's what his experience is, but he don't speak for all foundational Black American freedom men if he is a violence. Let it continue.
There's nothing new. It's like I got cousins that act like you. My mom's Black, my sister Black. Why the would I want to date a Black chick? It's too familiar. Like, no, Black chicks do not hold down. Every Black chick that I've ever in life was verbally abusive, physically abusive, extremely violent. Don't believe in trying to get shit from ground up, won't believe in your dreams, don't believe anything you want to do is realistic until you do it.
We go out to eat, she like, oh, I don't know, he's
See, this is where I have to question him at, though, because, like, see, let me talk to my young Black men that are giving me your ear over here tonight where you listen live or record it. I want you to really hear your brother, okay? He's saying that he just had never found a Black woman that hold him down, et cetera, et cetera. Well, at some point, and this is wisdom here I'm giving you because it was given to me and it has served me well on up to this point in my life. If you keep getting the same results, now it's time to analyze and say, what is it about me to keep attracting these type of women? First of all, the question I have for him, if you're a masculine man, if you see that disrespect, why you didn't just cut him off and replace him right then? Maybe his self-esteem was too low to do that. And then again, think about it, brother. He's 6'5", okay? What excuse do you have? If your talk game is on point, but see, this again, I'm saying that kind of tongue-in-cheek, so to speak, because you can be 6'5", you can be wealthy, but you can still be a lame, okay? So see, that's another thing, ladies. A lot of y'all, I want the 6'5" dude. Yeah, you can get you a lame like this. But brother, with your height, that already give you leaps and bounds against most people today, whether you agree or disagree with that. Women gonna have their preference no matter what. So brother, what is it about your talk game and like your social skills that keep attracting these hateful, mean ass women? Huh? What you got going on, bro? I'm sorry, bro. You not gonna make me believe that in this day and age, that most sisters, man, wouldn't go for this guy if they didn't know his attitude, his mentality. Because see, that's what it is, sadly. A lot of these people like the Andrew Tates, etc., I will give them credit for the things that they're right about. But the sad part is they take advantage of disgruntled males that haven't had no manhood training for a profit. And they don't tell them that, hey, now I will get Andrew Tate this. He will tell you to get yourself together, self-improve. But the greater majority of them don't, okay? And the biggest problem with Andrew Tate, he's a little half-breed, anti-Black racist. Yes, I'm saying that, okay? Look, y'all know I done covered that over the years on this channel. All right? But see, a lot of them don't tell you, hey, man, sometimes the problem is you. So, I ain't trying to hear this nonsense he talking, man. Nah, you a lame, square-ass dude, and you a buck dancing sambo. Let's let it continue.
Stay with me, so you probably don't got it like that. All different type of shit.
What this thing? All right, this gotta be clip farming, bro. This gotta be either high or he said Black chicks be like, hold on, I'm gonna hold you down even though you don't got it like that. Maybe he ran into the same island that the Wonder Woman is from and the Black chicks there are different, but I don't know any that has vibrated like this.
Why don't give
Nah, playboy. Oh, they out here. See, let me go and deal with this right quick. I've heard many people, some people with large platforms are saying this. Some of them, y'all know their names. It's not about finding some special utopia or island, but brother, we just got to deal with this reality. All men are not the same, baby. All men are not the same. You can have the height and the money and all of that, but if your talk game ain't crisp, that mouthpiece ain't on point, if you don't understand what you're dealing with as far as your social skills with women, you're not gonna find the ones out here that's true to the game for you. Look, let me tell you something, dog. Can I go here? I'm gonna let the heathen out for a minute. Brother, if you are him, like they say, sometimes the chicks that are like that, hey man, if she dealing with a lane, you can take her from that lane. Oh, I'm telling you what I know and I have done. You hear me? Look, y'all can judge me all you want. You can say it ain't fair. You can say it ain't right. Let me tell you something about your brother. I'm a very ambitious man, okay? And if I see something that I want, and I see you got a baddie over there, and I know you lame, as disrespectful as it is, hey, bro, I'm going to shoot my shot. I'm shooting it, and you better hope that she don't catch it. You better hope that she's loyal. You better hope that she like, nah, I know he's lame, but I'm going to stay with him because, bruh, if you got what I like, and I think I need to have it, I'm trying to get it. And chances are, if I set my sights on something I want, I'm going to get it. You understand? That's just my track record. You can say I ain't right, it ain't fair. I don't give a fuck about that. Let me explain something to you, man. The reason why I'm that way, I look at women as, works of art. They should not be wasted on lanes, not the bad ones. Oh, no. They shouldn't be wasted on lanes, man. So if you one of these cooning, lame, squares niggas and I see you got that baddie, hey, boy, I'm skilled about how I'm going to pull it, too. Look, man, y'all going to think I'm just bragging. You know what? I'm going to have to do this one day. I'm going to have to get people that know me and that, my family members, people that have met me offline to tell you about what I'm saying, because I ain't got to make nothing up, goddammit. It's private about my personal life, but I'm going to tell you this. I have been in places where all I have to do is tell, hey, just motion it, come here. Let me holler at you for a minute. And then if that don't work, hey, I ain't trying to blow up nobody's spot and cause no scene. You better hope I don't know none of her homegirls, because I'm going to pull it to the side. Hey, baby, your friend? Yeah. Tell the GPS want to holler at her real quick, What you want to talk to my friend about? Oh, nothing. I just want to talk to her about the good word of the Lord. And, I'm trying to find out about how to save the planet and climate change, boy. I'm interested in reading the kids. I'll tell her anything, boy. You hear me? Oh, because if I get 2 to 3 minutes of conversation with your broad nigga and you ain't him, oh, she gone, son. Oh, it's over with for you. Oh, you don't understand, boy. Y'all don't hear me, man. Let's let this clown continue.
You go out to eat with her and you stay with her? She want the goddamn lobster steak enchilada.
Actually, this reversing the roles. That's the black chicks, not the ice queens. I think this like getting shit discombobulated here. Yeah, this tripping. Black chicks do not be pulling out their debit cards and shit trying to pay. What the f is this talking about? Imagine you're one of those guys that still live at home and the black chick finds out that you don't have your own spot. Oh, it's a...
Hold up, player. Look, I get it. We're in a different age, but I'm a Gen Xer, y'all, for you that you don't know. Now, I don't really sit there and engage in the homosexual lifestyle. You know what the homosexual is. Motherfucker that park on a chick's couch and he want, the women to pay for everything. But I've been treated plenty of times by black women. But you got to be him for that to happen. You understand? Oh, yeah. Look, I'm going to be honest with you, man. Sometimes, man, if you can relate to that, fellas, we be like, what you up to? Why you treat me nice like that? But then, there's really sometimes she really respects you as a man and she values you and adores you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes she just want to show you that. And I get it. I know what a lot of the women are on nowadays. I'm not naive to that, but I'm letting you know there are still sisters out here that will treat their men, okay? They will. Now, you might not get that, so just speak for your experience, dude. Nah, that's your situation over there in lame land, all right? I'm just saying, bro, and then let's get to this thing too. Let's speak to this with balance. I understand the economy is different. We're in different times now where it's very hard for young people to get out on their own and get their first place. I get that. But, hey, if you at home with your moms and stuff like that, brother, I'm just going to say it straight to you. If it was me and I was a young man in this time period, because I'm dealing with this from realism and balance, because it wasn't like this when I was coming up. Apartments, just using somebody's first spot, were very affordable back in my generation. But that's not today. So I'm acknowledging fully that's not the time we're in. But if I was a young man today and I was at home with my parents, dog, fuck dating. I would be burning and motivated. I got to get my bread right. Man. Nah, you can't be. You ain't got no business worrying about dating, man, if you're at home with mom and dad. No, player. Listen, let me tell you what I'll be doing. As much as, of an independent person as I have always been, because some of us live home at 18 and then look. All right? Dude, if I had to get with a couple partners that I know we got kind of the same mindset, I'll be like, hey, man, you trying to get out your mama house, I'm trying to get out my mama house. Hey, bro, let's go ahead and get us some jobs. We're going to work and we're going to grind for a year or two. Let's get our first spot together, man. Just to get out the house. You see me? You hear what I'm saying, man? Hey, man, fuck that. Your paper ain't right. You ain't got no business worrying about no pussy. You can't afford it, nigga. And I'm not saying that you got to be paying for things left and right, but goddamn it, get your priorities straight, man. You should want to know what that feel like to have your own door to close, your own castle. And man, look, if you call yourself trying to date today, you know what I'm saying, and you spending money like that, man, you subtracting away from you getting your first spot faster. Sacrifice is worth it, gentlemen. I'm telling you, I understand that it takes discipline to do that. Discipline is always fun. But let me tell you something now. It get greater later. Trust me. If you willing to sacrifice and put your priorities first, put your head down and say, all right, I'm from the grind. I ain't where I want to be, but I'm going to get there. Sometimes you're going to be looking at all them pretty young things passing you by and you're going to want to get that. But hey, man, you remember what you're building towards. Now, if a sister come along and she say, okay, yeah, I see what you're doing. I see you trying to do something. That's different, but I'm going to caution you against that. Let me tell you why. I'm cautioning you against that, even if you find a sister that's willing to date you and deal with you like that, because it will, unless you are very disciplined, it'll make you get comfortable to the point that you won't really grind and say, nah, I got to go ahead and get what I'm trying to get, okay? Now, you know yourself better than me, but I'm telling you, on average, when you start getting comfortable, man, your progress stop, okay? So that's what I'm saying, man. All that, man, you talking about you staying at home, man, bro, get your money right, and never mind dating. I'll be mad. Look, sometimes being pissed off, here's the positive place for you to use envy or use, you know what I'm saying, even jealousy, so to speak. No, it sounds like an oxymoron, but that should motivate you to say, damn, man, I see that dude, bro. He got his own shit, man. He rolling clean, man, got the bad chick. Ooh, I wish I had it. You can have it. That should be your motivation. Say, okay, man, let me do what I got to do. That means cutting off the knuckleheads that's not focused around you. If you got a drinking habit or a weed habit, hey, man, you can't afford none of that. You living at home with mom. See, the one thing you got to understand, if you're a young man, this is resonating with you. If you got a drinking habit, weed habit, whatever you're doing, wasting your money on, man, how bad do you really want your own place? Because all that shit costs money. Huh? I'm just saying, man, you ain't got to listen to me, man, but I'm just saying, man, you want to be that dude, man? It's up to you. You make that happen. Nobody else.
She not working with you. You're getting clowned. Bro, black chicks don't even want to with you if you got an apartment, for goodness sakes. Yeah, this shit is cap. He must have been clip farming or just trying to get queens in his chat. It's not even a disrespect towards black women, but black women are extremely hard to deal with. Very masculine attitudes. Want shit right off the rip. On top of that, the Timus really be crazy too. But look what happened to Michael B. Jordan. Tried a black chick publicly. All up. General.
See, now that's something else I hate that these cornballs like him try to do. I really get on the men doing this because, look, no disrespect, but I expect this more of women living vicariously through celebrities. Men, we're not supposed to do that, bro. Whatever Michael B. Jordan's situation was with Lori Harvey, that's his situation. So you mean to tell me, for the men, you gonna judge your personal experience in life off of living vicariously through another man? If you do, you ain't gonna never get where you supposed to be because you can only be yourself. I'll be damned if I would live my whole life living vicariously through some other nigga's experiences. Hell no. That's what he went through. And you don't know who Michael B. Jordan deal with. He got his pick of whoever he want to choose. I understand the dating history, but hey man, make sure you get in his position where you can have the pick of what you want. And see, this whole comment he made about, oh, most of the black women are masculine. Dude, let me tell you something again. I'm going to have to try to see if I can get people on here that know me so that y'all know I ain't just saying this shit just to say it. Let me tell you something about your brother, man. I may sound arrogant or overconfident, but I just know what I'm capable of. I have pulled some of these baddest so-called studs. Let me tell you something. The truth to the game studs, they hate me. But I'm going to tell you right now, you got the little cute chick, and she ain't really sure, and she just experimenting. Hey, man, don't bring around me, player. hey, y'all, I'm going to tell you right now, don't bring around me, boy. Because, man, I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't got to say shit, nigga. My cologne alone is going to pull it. You understand? We talking Versace, man. We talking Baccarat Rouge 540. We talking Polo Blue, Polo Black, and other scents. I'm just saying, nigga, hey, the cologne alone is going to get them, boy. So, you know, I'm just saying a lot of stuff. I ain't bringing my girl around you. Yeah, you better not. Hey, little stud went you. Hey, you better keep away from me, nigga. I'm letting you know, boy. I have converted quite a few. Let it continue.
Public pressured Michael B. Jordan. He don't like black girls, blah, blah, blah. I don't might be because he don't like black women. Pressured the man into dating the wrong type of black chick on top of that. Fucked them over and was dating Damson Idris 90 days later.
Yeah, so you see that little old goofy bedbug there. He got a long, hard road to hoe, but I hope it work out for him. I really hope it work out for him, because see, I'm gonna tell you right now, bro, if it don't work out, don't come running back over here now. Don't come running back over here. You on your own. You know what I'm saying? That the bedbucks and bedwenches alike, hey, you disrespect our people, they over there. It's one thing if you choose to date whoever you want. That's your preference. That's your business. But you don't have to disrespect black men or black women to do it. So that's my point with that. Now, the last thing I got to show y'all before I let y'all good folks go on here to bed, grown folks up late over here. If you're a young person, man, what you doing up this late wet behind the ears over here on this channel? Very rare late broadcast. But I want y'all to show y'all something. Now, I found this very funny because if you know anything about Anthony Brown Logan, he's a book dancing raging sambo. But hey, even a broken clock is right twice a day. So I'm going to just play this last part here with no commentary. I found this very funny, boy. Because a lot of y'all probably saw this little situation, man. And I noticed that him and a couple of other little, you know, coons and soundbits are trying to pivot their content, you know what I'm saying, with certain stuff since their little audience have turned on them. Nah, we see you little coons, but you're entertaining nonetheless. Check this out with Anthony Brown Logan coming on. I found this very funny.
All right, check it out. What you're looking at right here is the CEO of Astronomer, Andy Byron, and the HR lady, Kristen Cabot, getting caught on candid camera being a little bit too handsy. They ain't want nobody to see all that. Of course, they're both married. Here's Andy with his wife and kids. Now here's Kristen and her husband with their kids from previous marriages. Now, Kristen's husband is no slouch. You see, he is the CEO of Profiteer Rum, and they just bought a house 5 months ago. Now, Astronomer has responded by saying that they've launched an investigation into the matter and they placed Kristen and Andy both on leave. And you already know they're about to get fired. The employees cool with it because they ain't like Andy no way. They say he was a bad boss, had a toxic work environment. They're hoping he gets fired. Now, bro, I don't know what you were thinking here. I don't understand what's going on. Y'all both married. This is the HR lady. I don't understand. Maybe you thought you couldn't get fired because it's the HR lady. This decision is going to be above her. This decision will be above her. It'll be the board of directors that fire both of y'all. And once you get fired, Andy, she going to leave you because you don't got no money no more. And your wife, bro, that divorce, oh my goodness, you about to get tore completely out the frame. Listen, the lawyers are blowing their phone up. Tony Busby is on the line right now like, yo, you trying to get this money or nah? Are you trying to get this money or nah? And then the executives, they like, yo, you untrustworthy. You out here philandering. You are also fostering a bad work environment. You losing us money. And why did we hire you as a CEO if you're going to lose us money? So you're going to lose your job. You're going to lose a lot of your income, all because of the HR lady. Come on now.
Hey, say what you want about old book dancing Sambo, Anthony Brown Logan, because he definitely is, but he ain't wrong there. I found that funny, boy. That was hilarious because, hey, if y'all saw that situation there, first of all, they look like two Walking Dead zombies. Them some ugly motherfuckers, boy. Boy, you little sun dodgers, boy. See, that's the one thing. Boy, I got a high IQ, yeah, but that don't apply to that skin, do it, huh? Both of them look like they got 1 foot in the damn grave, man. Boy, they hideous, man. Damn zombies, man. Who knew zombies had dating lives, okay? Boy, that might be a reality series for some of y'all out here, man, if you in the film production, but I digress. I just found that very funny, man. I say, hey, boy, what is white love coming to? yeah, she gonna tear his ass up in that divorce, though. Yeah, boy, you finna get it, boy. Cause you know white women, y'all know one thing about the alabasters, boy. I've said this before. They are the most destructive, vindictive creatures on the planet. Or she finna get him, boy. They finna eat. Tony Busby is gonna be hitting him up. You know what I'm saying? Her up, because yeah, it coming. I digress. Family, we got our point across here tonight. Like I said, we got a lot more content coming up over here on the channel. Tomorrow we'll actually be live on Patreon again tomorrow night. Content over there. If you have not checked that out and you are so inclined, the Patreon will definitely be at the end. Broadcast here. It's in the description box. And it's in the description of the channel if you would like to join us over there. And for the newcomers, anybody that contribute to this platform, anyway, we shout your name out on the community tab after the broadcast, like the next day or so, just to show appreciation. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I think we wrapped it up and covered all bases over here. I want you to take care of yourselves. Salute to you, Black first, and I will see you all in future content.